we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Good morning. A steady flow of traffic spotted right now over here on 275 as it starts to build southbound on 275, especially there at High School all the way down past Woodland. It's picked up also down I-40 right now as you come in from Jefferson County, also there through parts of Sevier.
But great timing for them to take the court.
Sam, you good over there?
I'm all right. It was a devastating weekend. Like you said, never fun to have your season end with a month and some change kind of left in it, but it's what happens. And yeah, we'll have to bring up the pain once again today and for the rest of the week. But yeah, like Cody said, I think I'm just ready for basketball season.
Moving on.
That was pretty funny. Like most people in my life, like their sports teams also, just all of them. Like if the Hawks, Trae Young out for at least 4 weeks with a knee injury around the same time that Grizzlies fans are dealing with Ja Morant going crazy and getting sent home, getting suspended. I got a good friend who's a Blue Jays fan that was at Game 6 and Game 7.
He was there?
Yeah. Yeah, just a real fan, not a fake bandwagon fan, but a real
Cody
fan.
Was late to the show because he had to find this hat in the bottom of all of his clothes and stuff.
A real fan, not a bandwagon fan that just pretends to be a fan. But he was there for Game 6 and Game 7. You got another guy who's a Commanders fan that watched Jaden Daniels, blow his elbow out last night. Of course, the Titans. I don't know. I don't really know how to search it on Pro Football Reference, but I'd like to see the number of teams, the winning percentage of teams that get a defensive touchdown a special teams touchdown, 6 sacks, and don't turn the ball over. I'd like to see the winning percentage on that because that felt like a historic loss yesterday.
Titans won yesterday in my book. Covered for the parlay. That's why I'm wearing.
This guy's sick.
I got my 2 champions on today. L.A. Dodgers, Tennessee Titans, baby.
Well, since you hit the parlay, please send me some of the money you owe me.
Shut up. God.
Would you do that to your other friends?
It's over.
Would you do that to your other friends?
It's over.
Would you
Stop
do that
bringing
to,
it
would
up.
you do that to your other friends?
Friends?
Yeah. Would you do
Yeah.
that to your other friends?
Sam, I was not happy Saturday, but you had a wedding that you went to. How was that?
It wasn't like a wedding. It was just an engagement party, but it was good. Got all the family together, got a bunch of friends, and
That's good.
It wasn't
was
even
like
a wedding? I thought it was a wedding.
no, it was like the engagement party. The wedding's in the summer.
Oh, well.
Everybody get together and watch it. Was everybody still there when the game was going on? Or did they leave and go
we had
somewhere
the
else?
game on and everything, and
That's good.
my mom was like,
Oh, it's
me
just
to-
a game, honey. Just,
yeah, she was wanting me to like mix and mingle before, and I was like, well, once that clock hits 6:30, like I will just be sitting on this couch the rest of the night, very anxiously. And she was like, that's fine. But yeah, a lot of people there were Tennessee grads and everything too, so everyone was watching the game. But then, as the people filed out and it got later into the game and it got worse and worse, I was just getting more and more sad.
Nothing sad about it. It's just a bunch of college kids throwing a ball around.
Bubba, you good
It is
over
what
there?
It is.
I'm glad to be alive. Yeah,
That's good. It's positivity. How are your Halloween parties?
it was all right. I got there kind of late, so that always happens. But
Party was going by the time you got there. That's good.
the worst thing was somebody else also had my exact costume.
Do they look better than you, or did you look
No,
better?
I looked way better.
Okay, well, that's good. That's all that matters. You win then.
Yeah,
But they were established first, so they probably hated seeing you come in.
yeah.
Everybody else at the party's like, Bubba, what's up, Bubba? Oh my God, you
And
look
this guy
great.
just sitting there, just
Yeah.
low effort into his,
Yeah.
outfit, and it's like, nah.
And he's just like, damn it. Damn it. This is what happens. Damn it. Well, that's good. I'm glad you had a good Halloween.
And then yesterday, I got to see a double rainbow in a crazy looking sky. So
That rainbow was great. I saw that too.
I was just taking a nice little stroll, to ease the mind and try to get the senses right. And you look up, and it's like, oh, there's 2 rainbows happening up there.
Where was that at?
I mean,
Sky.
yeah.
Did you go to the pot of gold at the end?
No, I was looking for it, but it just kept going over a ridge, and I was not going to Hacksaw Ridge,
Yeah.
Probably be on the other end of it, anyways. You'd probably be on the wrong side.
Maybe I'm the prize.
Oh, maybe. That's a good way to look at it, Bubba.
You are the pot of gold.
It's a good way to look at it.
No pot of gold for our Vols.
Nope. Nope, sure not.
Pot of pain. Pot of despair.
Yeah, that felt like the
Terrible.
worst. That felt like the worst loss of the Josh Heupel era.
Complete waste of time.
I feel like that one to me, for my money, is worse than South Carolina 22.
Yeah, this guy just can't. I mean, he's cooked. He's cooked as a coach. I don't know. Brent Venables just had his ass in a blender. He looked like he just. I'm tired of watching him. Tired of watching Josh Heupel coach.
Sam, is that how you came out of it feeling? On a scale of 1 to 100, with 100 being, hey, I still love Josh. He's my favorite person ever. To 1, Cody sounds like he's at like a 20 right now at the very most.
Yeah, I'm not like fire Josh Heupel range, but I'm just more of like, hey, you've seen you made some offensive adjustments and stuff like that this offseason, and I think you're just going to have to kind of go back to the drawing board again and address some things within your program that I think are kind of becoming consistent problems in these big games. And, hopefully there's some good self-evaluation kind of over there that they can go with, but I'm not necessarily banging down the doors to fire the guy just yet either.
I'm not using the word fire, but I'm tired of watching it. I mean, it's
Kind of seems like the same thing.
Well, it's just it's so annoying. Like they're soft. They play soft. They're undisciplined. If it's not penalties, it's turnovers. If it's not the offense, it's the defense. If it's not that, it's special teams. Like, they just don't play good football. They're poorly coached. It's clearly a team that's poorly coached. I mean, at a minimum. I'm just, tired of watching it, which is why I've moved on.
Well, Bubba, where are you at? If that's where we're starting, just with the pain and disappointment of Josh Heupel, where are you at in terms of how you feel about him coming out of that game?
If we wanted a guy that's going to get our program to 8-4, 9-3, 10-2, exceeding expectations, we got our guy. But anything more, we don't got our guy.
I don't get pain. There's no pain for me when we lose like that. I just.
I mean, you're from Arkansas. I don't know how you feel growing up in this atmosphere.
What?
I don't know, Cody.
He's saying it doesn't hurt as much for you as it does for Bubba because Bubba's from here, is what Bubba's saying.
Bubba, I'm more Vol. I got more Vol in my left pinky than you got in your whole body. Don't come at me.
That's
son.
a pretty large pinky.
Don't come at me, son. It is a large pinky, and if you keep talking trash to me, then you bend over and I'll show you where it's going.
Are we allowed to say that?
I'll say whatever I want to say. I am completely just. For me, the apathy sets in. It's like because you invest so much in it, and then it doesn't go right. It's like, well, it's a waste of time. That's how I always feel.
Did feel really dumb and like a waste of time walking out of the stadium. And like I said, this is the worst show to do of the year, the season's over show when it comes to actually accomplishing goals. This year it's going to be even tougher because you got a bye week and then New Mexico State. So that's not good. But we will do an autopsy. We'll look to see what happened, what went wrong. Feel free to let us know in the comments how you're feeling. Where are you at on Josh Heupel? I don't think Cody's alone. I'm not quite there, but it is one of those losses where you're just like, that's a program-defining game. That's a program-defining game. And sometimes those program-defining games are good. Sometimes those program-defining games are bad. Sometimes they are a game that you pull back the curtain, you see just how kind of rotten or how shaky the foundation may be. We'll dive into it after the break. It's Talk Sports right here on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Oklahoma 33, Tennessee 27. Cody, what was your story of the game? I'll let you paint the canvas. What's your big takeaway? What's your big theme?
If I'm painting the canvas, we might as well just have diarrhea all over the canvas. Basically, that's how you would paint it, because it was sloppy, and the offense was terrible. I'm sure you feel vindicated. You probably don't feel. I mean, you probably feel unhappy like everyone else, but you'd rather win, of course. But the defense did come to play early on in the game, and now at the end of the day, they're playing an anemic offense. So I give props to the defense, though. I'm not crapping on the defense for their effort. Joey was just terrible. He looked like he was shook. I don't know what was going on with him. He had a different demeanor about him, it felt like to me. He did not look like the confident quarterback that you'd seen so many times this year. The early turnovers, Oklahoma capitalized on them. They got a good field goal kicker. That's the kind of stuff, like that to me felt like a football game that, like, one team I think is clearly better than the other team, but one team is so sloppy and so undisciplined and doesn't do the little things right, the details, as Josh Heupel says, whereas Oklahoma runs a little bit cleaner of a program, just playing fundamental football. They kicked 4 field goals in the game.
I don't know if I can get there with you on the details.
Pieced it together and win.
Like, what do you mean? What do you think Tennessee really struggled at on the details? Because a lot of times when they lose these games, you can point to that. But only 3 penalties for 25 yards.
I realize
Oklahoma had 11 for 104. The field goal kicking, you're right. Like, them coming out and being able to hit multiple 55-yarders while we miss another chip shot, like, that I'll give you. But to me, this didn't feel like a game that it was the small details.
No,
that cost Tennessee.
It was fundamental stuff. I realize it's not the penalties necessarily.
Well, right. That's why I'm asking. Like, what details really stood out to you?
Sloppy play, man. Just
because to me it was just straight up. I mean, it was coaching, but a different sort of coaching. Like, to me, it's
turnovers, and it's just these guys look like they don't have any fire at some points in time. Like, I don't know where the motivation's coming from. I mean, we haven't done anything all year on special teams.
I mean, to me, the special teams, maybe there's something to talk about there with what happened after, the Chili man, Mike Eckler, left and what you've done on special teams since then. Because,
nothing.
It ain't been good. And if you're looking for people to get fired, I know everyone wants to fire Tim Banks. But maybe let's start with the special teams coordinator and get somebody new in there.
But what I'm saying is, like, this game, it wasn't the penalties. But that's what if it's not the penalties, it's something else.
To me, it was just Josh Heupel doesn't doesn't need to be calling plays. Like, to me,
it's so vanilla.
To me, it's that, like, it's, and you say I feel vindicated, and no, like, trust me, I'd rather the offense had played well and won, but it's exactly what I've been talking about with the offense. And everyone had their head buried in the sand over it because they look at the raw overall numbers and don't pay attention. Like, it is exactly what I was saying. The offense was terrible on Saturday night. The offense could not make any plays. The offense couldn't help you after turnovers. The offense couldn't help you whenever the defense gives them stops. The offense just made life tougher on the defense. And when I say the coaching on that, Tennessee gets credit for 28 first downs. All right, Tennessee gets credit for 28 first downs. So let's just call it, you get, 29 first down plays? And let's look, I mean, I kind of like we talked about with garbage time. This isn't exactly garbage time, but, like, I think when you're talking about the final 2 drives, I think you could even throw away some of those first down plays. There were 4 of those. Of course, you're not going to be running the ball then because you're trailing. Then the final, garbage time field goal, there's another, I think 4 first downs. So really, like, by my math, you had 29 first down plays. And really, like, you really only had like 22, 23, when you remove the times you had to throw. Tennessee ran the ball. You know how many times they run the ball on first down?
Oh, that's what I was going to say next.
What would you guess? Let's just
85% of the time.
Let's just call it out of like 20. Let's just call it out of 21 first down plays. Let's just call it that. Because like I said, I'm going to throw the final 4 minutes out of the game whenever you're down 2 scores and having to go fast. 16 first down runs.
That's lower than it felt.
16 first down runs. Like I said, out of like 20. 21 plays.
That's what we do.
That is 80%. Hold on, one more thing. How many of those 16 first down runs, Cody, do you think got over 4 yards? I think 4 yards is a successful run on first down. I think that's what's considered a successful play.
2 or 3 of them?
2.
Yeah.
2 of your 16 first down runs went for 5 yards.
Yeah, they were stuffing you at the line of scrimmage. They knew exactly what you were going to do. You just, hey, it's first down. They're going to run up the middle again.
0 yards, 5 yards, 0 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, 1 yard, 2 yard loss, 0, 1 yard gain, 1 yard gain, 2 yard gain, 0 yard, 3 yard.
The play calling is very lazy.
2, 5, 2.
It's lazy play calling. It reminds me a lot of the Butch Jones era when it comes to some of the play calling back then. I remember, I don't know if it was Mike DeBoard or whoever was the offensive coordinator before that, but I used to be so frustrated with those just run up the middle every first down.
I don't know what era you're exactly talking about, but I'm pretty sure it went from Bajakian to
maybe it was Bajakian.
Yeah,
because I felt like DeBoard got a little better. He got a little more creative.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure the era you're talking about, but yeah, that
Bajakian's probably the one. That sounds right. Just run up the middle every first down. Felt like we always did that with Jalen Hurd back in the day. I feel like I've been watching this for forever now. And I don't know what happened. Like I guess it's Alex Golish. I mean, I don't know, man.
You know what? Let me take that back because I had a typo. I had yard twice. 3 runs. There was a 7-yard run that I forgot out there from Peyton Lewis. So 3 runs over 3 yards of your 16 first down runs. Let me be fair. 5 yards, 7 yard, 5 yard. You had 3 that were considered successful. And look, I think it's also, I think the play calling was bad. 1A, 1B is your quarterback. Your quarterback didn't play good enough.
No.
You can blame coaching for a part of that. You can blame David Sanders and the offensive line for part of that. But those 2 interceptions he threw in the second quarter were 2 of the worst interceptions I think we'll see at Tennessee. Like, one of them, just a duck into the end zone, which probably gets caught by Brazel if there's no safety. The problem was there was a safety there, just chilling.
Joey just didn't even account for him.
That grabs the ball and then runs it back, 45 yards.
Happened right in front of me.
And then right before halftime, there was another one that was literally into triple coverage. And watching it back, kind of dissecting the game, trying to figure out exactly what went wrong and trying to find some of these stats for the people. The TV copy shows Joey saying What happened there? He asked the coaching staff. What happened was you threw it in triple coverage. Like, I don't know if it was a Sam Darnold seeing ghost type of moment for him or what, but yeah, he was bad. I'm not going to blame him for the fumble. That's David Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders got blown up.
David Sanders. Look, some of the pressure that Oklahoma got, I do think comes on to the quarterback or coaching or whoever's in charge of calling out protections, because it did seem like Brent Venables, was sending pressure, and Tennessee didn't always know where it was coming from. They did a really good job of confusing either the offensive line or Joey and or both or the coaches. Like, throw all of them in there. Because some of the pressure was just a guy getting beat, but some of it was just also like, hey, there's nobody to account because we didn't see this pressure coming. But I thought Josh Heupel was really bad in this game. I think he's been bad this season.
He's been bad all year.
He wouldn't want to admit it because they wanted to blame Tim Banks, which was the whole point of my argument. But Josh Heupel's been bad all season.
Well, even if you don't consider the offensive play calling at times, like, he's been bad at other things. He's been bad with clock management. In multiple games going into the half.
The TV flashing up on him and him not understanding the out of bounds rules and how the clock works at the end of games is one of those moments that, like, if this goes poorly, you look back on and say, oh my God, look at this. As he's getting explained to him that, like, hey, the clock don't stop outside of 2 minutes when you run out of bounds.
Oh, yeah, at 2:07 when it kept ticking.
Yeah, that only happens inside 2 minutes, boss. Like, that's something you got to know as a head coach. The irony wasn't lost on me that our super fast, fun offense, was dinking and dunking down 2 scores, going slow. One of their more deliberate drives of the year.
Wasting time.
Sam, we haven't heard from you yet, as you were there ruining your brother's engagement party, being mad and sulky. What was your big takeaway from the game?
I think that might be the worst game at the line of scrimmage that I've seen in the Josh Heupel era, just on both sides. I said it on Friday coming in that, Ole Miss looked so good against Oklahoma on the road because they played a clean operations going 80-something plays and not throwing any interceptions and giving up 1 sack, and thought your offensive line looked terrible. I think we need to turn to William Satterwhite at center for the rest of the year because Sam Pendleton's just a turnstile at center right now, and the interior of that defensive line was their strength, and they absolutely exploited it. And defensively, I thought, Oklahoma made some good adjustments in the second half to where, Mateer was being able to kind of show off what he was doing in the first couple games of the season, just kind of making plays off script and not able to contain him enough to be able to stop some of those drives. And then just what we've been talking about all year, it feels like when you get some of that momentum off of a fumble or something like that, it's just run. And you just, get halted right where you feel like you could kind of take advantage of some momentum and get that crowd kind of back into it. You just go 3 plays for a yard.
Y'all didn't want to hear it when I complained about it after the Georgia game, the conservative run. I was being negative. I was being unfair. But you did it again. You talk about the defensive line. I thought there was a couple, like, of course, the final possession when you have to get a stop and they bust a 40-yard run. Like, that, of course, was bad. That hole was wide open. That was bad. There was some bad John Mateer scrambles. But outside of that, I didn't think the defensive line got bullied or anything. I thought they had a couple sacks.
192 yards rushing.
Well, again,
they're a bad rushing team.
Well, I mean, I think I said the 43-yard one at the end, and then Mateer had a couple 20-yard scrambles. But I put that more on the linebackers than I did the defensive line on those scrambles. Yeah. That's all I was saying. I thought that 80 yards came from 3 rushes, 2 Mateer scrambles, and 1 big long Xavier Robinson run. I just didn't, during the game, Sam, I just didn't think the defensive line was a glaring issue. I thought they still did a good job of wreaking havoc. I thought they still did a good job of limiting most Oklahoma drives. But, yeah, there were a couple of busts for sure. The offensive line, though, yeah, it was bullied. It was bullied. Like I said, some of it was just David Sanders making mistakes. Some of it was Sam Pendleton getting beat. Some of it, I think, was on Joey Aguilar and the coaching staff. I thought it was just a complete unit.
Complimentary football.
A complete unit malfunction. But, yeah, after the fumble, It's 17-16. Neyland Stadium's rocking. You had a long touchdown. It was deflating, giving up, what was it, a 3rd and 16 scramble, 3rd and 17 scramble? That was super deflating. But then you get the fumble. You force the turnover. You get the ball back. And then you go run. And the 3rd down run, the quarterback power, to the quarterback sweep power, whatever it was, after you had shown that you really couldn't run the ball, was one of the worst play calls that I've seen Josh Heupel make. It was one of the more head-scratching, deflating play calls, and it was one of the worst plays execution-wise that we've had.
Which play was that?
It was after Tennessee forced the fumble.
What'd you say it was, though? What'd you
a quarterback sweep, quarterback power, whatever it was.
That was your 3rd down attempt.
Yeah, your 3rd and 2. Joey tries to just run it to the right side, and you lose yards on it.
Blown up.
So you go 3 and out. Then you get a false start on the punt, which was funny because it just shows 3 plays, 1 yard now, on the drive chart. 3rd and 2. Yeah, let's just do a little quarterback power here. Nope, there's a 2-yard loss. And at that point, that was when you kind of thought the game had swung in the wrong direction. Like, I think that was the moment whenever you give them the ball back immediately after that fumble. That's when I started doubting. And then, Oklahoma finally breaks through, gets their first touchdown on the offensive side of the ball. After that, they're able to go 52 yards and score. And then Tennessee comes out and, wouldn't you know it, go 3 and out again.
The defense was mid. The
defense was
bad.
Good, man. You can't say the defense was mid.
The defense was mid.
The defense was good on Saturday.
The defense was mid.
No, how do you say that?
The offense was bad.
How do you say they gave up their
first? You came out of that thinking that defense is good?
They gave up their first touchdown 43 minutes into the game. What do you mean?
You think they were good?
Yes.
They gave up their
first forced
touchdown
2 turnovers.
Because Oklahoma's offense never had to be on the field in the first half.
Okay.
Because we turned it over so damn much.
Okay, I mean,
the defense is
punt.
Don't come and tell me that defense is good.
Punt, field goal, another field goal after a Joey turnover, another field goal after a Joey turnover. So,
the offense was bad.
Oklahoma had 60 yards in the first half. What the hell are you talking about?
So now we're stat box watching.
That's what you. No,
now we're box watching.
That wasn't scoreboard watching. I just read you what happened.
The defense gave up 33 points to an anemic offense.
No, they didn't.
On the scoreboard, that's what they gave up.
They didn't. You watched the game. Tennessee's offense gave up 10 of those points.
Better. Stop yelling.
Tennessee
Christ.
gave up 10 of those points.
The defense played better, but the defense is still mid. The defense is not good.
You're terrible at watching football. If that is your takeaway.
That defense is not good.
You can tell me
played better.
You can tell me the defense isn't good, but if you watch that game and tell me the defense played mid, I question if you know how to watch football.
I question if you know what you're watching. First of all, it's against an absolutely anemic offense. If you'd let me make my point, I was going to say the defense is mid, the offense is bad, the special teams is bad. Overall, as a football team, you are mid as a football team. That's what you are. You don't have a great team this year. You don't have a playoff caliber team, quite clearly. I hope you can get to 9-3 and not 8-4, but both are on the table.
You could call the defense mid for the year if you want. They played good on Saturday.
Yeah.
They played good.
They got ran all over in the second half.
Okay.
If you want to point to the first half, sure. And if you want to just say they were tired by then, whatever. But they got ran all over in the second half. Oklahoma absolutely controlled every aspect of the game in the second half.
Well, yeah, I would say mostly because the Tennessee offense couldn't do anything at all with it.
I never said the offense was good. The offense was bad. The offense was very bad. I agree with you.
Defense played good. Definitely played good enough to win. The offense couldn't make any type of plays for them. They couldn't seize anything. The game presentation, those gimmicks hurt whenever your team is losing. The Morgan Wallen fourth quarter song was maybe the lowest point I felt in Neyland Stadium in over 6, 7, 8 years.
So a couple things. One, I feel like Neyland Magic does not exist. It's not a real thing.
The Neyland effect, The Neyland effect, I think, gave you a good start. But, yeah, the Neyland magic definitely wasn't out there on Saturday, Bubba.
And then I know this won't change your mind at all, John, but, we got them to punt twice, and there's only one, every other possession that had ended with points in some way, somehow.
You're talking about in the second half?
Also first as well. They punted twice in the first. Every other possession they had ended with some type of points.
Bubba, they had 2 turnovers and they punted to start the third quarter. So no, not every one of their drives ended with points. They punted twice in the first quarter. They punted coming out of halftime. Tennessee forced them. I believe they got 1 first down, then punted, and then they had 2 turnovers.
I thought never mind.
So five possessions there just off the jump.
Thought I said first half, but I don't know.
The light show was cool. Dark mode, hey, that's fun. Nice gimmick. But I thought both teams did a really good job of taking the crowd out of the game as it went on. Oklahoma and Tennessee both did their part to make sure there wasn't much to cheer about.
We'll continue the conversation on the other side. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today. Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Track's batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Are you tired of spending hours on laundry and ironing? Let Crown Cleaners handle your dry cleaning so you can handle your business. Our expert team can take care of your clothes, removing stains and wrinkles like they were never there. Whether it's your best suit or everyday attire, we handle it all at Crown Cleaners. Say goodbye to laundry stress and hello to extra free time. Crown Cleaners, Big Orange Country's imperial dry cleaning service since the 1960s. Online at crowncleaners.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
A defining moment for Alabama. You could say that about 98% of college coaches out there. And like I said, maybe that constitutes as some positivity today, but Sam, I don't know how you felt watching it, but watching and leaving, it just felt so uninspiring. It just felt like a loss that we felt here at Tennessee many times before. It's one thing to lose to Alabama and Georgia. It's one thing to do that. It's one thing to lose when you're overmatched. If something fluky happens, it's another to feel like you completely gave the game away to an inferior team. And I don't know if you changed your mind about Oklahoma, but I still feel like they're an inferior team.
Yeah, I think it's hard because, when we were in the summertime, we were kind of like, hey, quarterback that's coming in a month or two ahead of the season, let's just try and go and get 8 wins this year and let's get on to next year. And then you kind of see all the positive momentum early in the season. You go and compete with Georgia when it feels like you haven't been able to compete with them, and you feel like this is kind of the year that you're going to take that next step into competing with maybe the upper echelon of some of these teams, and you feel like you are better than in Oklahoma, and you get it at home, and to just kind of unravel there and play just really sloppy football in one of those games, it's tough.
That's the thing. I know, with the quarterback switch and all that stuff in the spring, our expectations maybe shift a little bit. I know mine did. That's why I said 7-5, 8-4. But then I think it's fair to have different expectations when you watch the team and realize, okay, they're playing way better than I initially thought. After the Georgia loss, unfortunate, but it's like, okay, this team looks like they can be, top 3, top 4 in SEC now. And then it just, I don't know, deflates over time. I don't think it's wrong, though, to have, the change in expectations that we would have been, a top-tier SEC program this year after what we saw early on.
No, 100%. And that's what makes this worse. Because, I think if you keep some perspective, then we're being dramatic, which is what I think the poster is saying. If you're trying to keep some perspective, maybe feeling so bad about losing to Oklahoma, a blue blood program that spent a lot of money, that has a veteran quarterback and has a top defense, like losing to them isn't losing to, a bottom feeder in the SEC. They have the same expectations we have. They've had the same expectations this season that we've had in terms of, making the playoff, trying to win 10 games and kind of establish themselves back among the elite. They have those same expectations. You lost to a team fighting for the same thing you have. But again, it's John Mateer after the surgery who hasn't been very good. And it's a Oklahoma offense that hasn't scored a lot of points throughout the year. And I don't think they scored a lot of points on Saturday either, up until the very, very end, whenever they bust that long run. But man, their defense didn't dominate Ole Miss the way they dominated our defense. And maybe that was the most alarming thing for me, is just Heupel looking confused, Heupel looking unready, and then your quarterback, which, Bubba, I think he's the biggest reflection of what you're talking about. I think in the offseason, we would have had a different conversation about Joey Aguilar, right? We'd have said, hey, he can come out here and make some big plays, hit some deep passes. Going to turn the ball over, though. We knew that about him, right? He was a gunslinger. He was somebody that was a little reckless with the ball. But then the way he played at the start of the season, Syracuse and Georgia, I think we, as a collective unit, this show, as a part of that, thought more highly of him. Thought that maybe he could be a quarterback that could get you to the playoff and put you in a national championship conversation. But then on Saturday, I thought you saw those turnovers rear their head, and I think you've seen that at times this season.
To me, this game Saturday was kind of like maybe the end of some of this fan base kind of giving Josh Heupel a longer leash and kind of the benefit of the doubt. You got through the first couple years with all those scholarship limitations, and you get the magical 22 season, and you feel like that kind of bought him even more time and a longer leash. And then, the quarterback doesn't exactly work out the next 2 years, but the defense improves, and you think, all right, we're finding new ways to win. And then this year, you kind of thought, oh, well, we've got a quarterback that's coming in 2 months before the season, so we're kind of buying some more time there. But then kind of to Bubba's point, the expectations kind of shifted once you saw what Joey could do on the field. And then now I feel like that kind of loss is just one that should have happened in 2021 instead of 2025 type of thing.
Or 2023,
yeah.
With Joe Milton, because I thought you had some of the same concepts and same problems that you had under Joe Milton, which is crazy because, like, this offense has shown it can go out and score. Yet, like I said, you had, like I said, 22 real first downs, and you ran the ball 16 times. 13 of them were not wins, and you just kept doing it and kept doing it. And, like, I've been maybe the biggest defender, strangely enough, of the defense, because I still don't think they're that good, but I just think they've been, much maligned, over maligned this year. But, like, even I would say, hey, like, this is with the understanding that the offense is going to go out there and do its job. That the offense isn't going to go 3 and out twice. That the offense isn't going to, fumble momentum. The offense has to be better. And, like I said, I think they've been a little inconsistent all year, but I just thought they were kind of downright bad on Saturday. Now, maybe you give a lot of that credit to Oklahoma, but I personally look at it as a Tennessee problem. Outside of a couple plays. I don't think Tennessee should have came out and hung 40 on them by any means, but, like, you gotta be better in the red zones, and you gotta be better at kicking, and you gotta be better at play calling. We haven't even talked about, the fourth quarter, the 4th and 1. You're down 2 scores, you're still in the game. There's 8 minutes or so left, and Tennessee, it's a make or break drive, and it ends up 4th and 1. You take a timeout, you throw the ball to a true freshman kind of blocking tight end, and Jack Van de Sleer. It hits him in the face mask. He drops the ball. Sam, what was your thought when you saw that play?
To me, that's one of those plays that, I know you can kind of go both ways with it. I think in that case, Heupel was trying to just execute a play that maybe the defense kind of wasn't thinking they were going to go to. But to me, in those situations, you give it to your best players. And I'd like it to be Ethan Davis, if it's even going to be that or something like that. Just handing it to a guy that's got 2 catches on the year is just kind of, I just feel like that's, you can't put that kind of situation in that kid's hands when he hasn't been in that moment before.
I do think the play is less successful. Well, which is funny because it was not successful. But I think you're less successful in fooling the defense if it's Ethan Davis, just because you were trying to go for a look where you run the ball, and that was kind of your goal line look. And I think you were trying to set that up. They'll never guard this guy. We never throw him the ball. He won't get it. And I do think that's what they were going for. And the play was open. It's just, was it tipped? Or did it just come in too hot, too fast, and it hit him in the face mask? Because
he got knocked off of his route early.
Okay.
And so I think he was late to turn around.
Okay.
And just hit him in the face.
Because in the stadium, it kind of looked like it got tipped on the replay, and I haven't been able to find an exact TV copy. The copy I found, it was an extended highlights play video that didn't even have that play in it.
I saw a Skycast view of him kind of trying to get off the line, and that edge just kind of nudges him in the shoulder a little bit, and it
The
just
chip.
knocks him off a little bit.
The reverse chip. And on the replay I saw, it did seem like he just got his head around too slow. And, of course, Oklahoma had pressure come in on Joey, which made him get the ball out faster. But, I just thought that was kind of a microcosm of the game and the problems. The one time I think I would have wanted – well, first of all, like, Peyton Lewis has to get that first down, like on 3rd and 14. Like, if you're going to be in the game there, you got to be able to keep your balance, stay up, and get that first down. To me, that's first and foremost. Like, I don't know if I want my third running back in there at that time, but hey, whatever. Maybe there's something in the package, like he's their best pass catcher or something. I don't feel like we've been talking about him as a great pass catching back or as a great protector, but whatever. There is something to be said for the personnel you choose in a make or break drive being a mix between Peyton Lewis and Jack Vandesleer. I would question that strategy. But he's got to stay up. And funny enough, that was the one time I was completely fine with, like, on the ball, let's run. Fast. Instead, you take your time, you're deliberate, you call timeout even. A timeout that it looked like you were desperately going to need at the end of the game. It ended up not working out that way since the defense couldn't get a stop. But I thought that was just kind of a perfect snapshot, a perfect microcosm. Heupel just kind of overthinking things, getting too cute. Just like I said, going to Peyton Lewis and Jack Vandesleer with the season on the line. Freaky Foxy writes in, can you imagine epic coaching and epic time management? Yeah, I said it. I think that's a play on our Men's Pro commercial. I can't at this time imagine epic coaching and epic time management because, like I said, I do think that no matter how you feel about this game against Oklahoma, no matter how you feel about the program overall, I do think Josh Heupel's had a bad year, which is crazy because I do think they'd put in the work this offseason. The first couple of weeks, it looked like, wow, this is the coach we need right here, a coach that's going to come in and put some new wrinkles in. Wow, look at this offense. It's changed. It's no longer just a straight up veer and shoot anymore. Look at this. There's some pro concepts here. Look at these screen passes he stole from Texas. Wow. But then, really from the Georgia game on, it's just there's been some shaky stuff in a lot of these games. Not to relitigate it, but I came out not happy with the way he handled the end of the Georgia game, the fourth quarter. The drive after the turnover or the end of the drive there when you're trying to kick the game-winning field goal. Ultimately, that's still a player's problem. Like Max Gilbert, make a damn kick. So I don't think we really put Heupel under the microscope too much because ultimately, it came down. Make a kick. Plus, I think we thought that Georgia team was a lot better than they actually are. Make a kick. Mississippi State, end of first half, end of regulation. What the hell are we doing? But you won the game, so you don't freak out about it too much. I thought the offense was pretty bad against Arkansas for 3 quarters. Kentucky wasn't really anything to look at. Alabama, we've talked about it a lot. I thought the end of the first half was a little clunky to say the least. You know what I mean? In terms of the way you handled the time and the play you called there at the goal line. But again, I don't know how you felt, Sam, about it, but Joey Aguilar throw the ball to the outside, it's probably a touchdown. Do I love the play action throw at a tight jumbo set after Alabama calls a timeout to fix their defense? Because Alabama gets there and says, hey, they don't have no timeouts, guys. They ain't running the ball. And we come out with the same look and do what I imagine is the same thing because Josh Heupel's on camera saying, run it again, run it. Or whatever it was he said that signified hey, stay with what we had. That wasn't ideal. And then, I thought it all came to a head against Oklahoma, really for 50 minutes of the game.
I'm not in the fire Heupel camp, but I do think what's kind of the most frustrating is all of these plays and sequences that you've talked about that have gone out throughout the year, and you do just kind of get the same coach speak answer of hey, we just got to execute it a little bit better type of thing. And it's if you're going to keep making the same mistake over and over again. Like, I do feel like you got to go back to the drawing board at some point, and you got to evaluate a little bit in the middle of the season. I feel like it does seem like, you kind of changed your offensive philosophy and you went through it for the entire season. You changed it in the offseason. I do think you got to change some stuff on the fly a little bit more.
Execution always helps. Like I said, if Max Gilbert makes a 47-yard field goal, you beat Georgia.
That's one thing I've been going through right now is his clutch versus unclutch moments thus far.
Talking about Gilbert?
Yeah, and so far maybe his most clutch kick was last year against Vandy, to where he put us within 7 points in the second quarter whenever we were down like 7-17.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Do you have the distance on that kick by chance?
Yeah, so for my thought process here, Oklahoma, we would have been up 13-7 with 4:40 left. Obviously, 37 yards he missed. Mississippi State, we were tied 17, missed from 47 against Georgia.
Now he hit one to put us up against Mississippi State, though, right? Didn't we go up 20-17? Or am I wrong on that? Nope, we didn't. It was 24-17. Never mind. Disregard. Bubba.
And then with Georgia, missed a 43-yarder. That game obviously goes in overtime. And last year, no problem up in Ohio State, kicking from 36 and -3-degree weather. Kentucky, terrible game for him, 0-3, missed on our first possession from 43, missed from 40 in the second quarter, and then also missed from 34. From Alabama last year, missed from 53, missed from 50, and then NC State missed from 53.
He did put us up, okay, but it was a
50-yarder for Vandy.
Yeah, he did put us up 20-17 against Mississippi State, but it was a 27-yard field goal. Like, it was 4th and goal from the 9. So not exactly clutch.
This game kind of felt like the Titans-Bengals playoff loss to me a little bit.
I had some friends say that too.
It's like you look at the box score and you win in so many statistical key categories, and then it's just 3 or 4 plays that just kill you, and their kicker just goes absolutely crazy too.
Their kicker goes crazy. Your quarterback throws some back-breaking interceptions, and you're just kind of left wondering, what the hell is going on here? How did you lose this game? It was a similar feeling walking out of the stadium. Like, don't get me wrong, the Titans-Bengals win was multiplied by like 100. But it was a similar head scratcher, Sam. That's accurate. You even had the A.J. Brown touchdown that makes you feel alive, the same way you had the Staley touchdown.
Yeah.
You got people like, they're going to give John Mateer credit the same way they gave Joe Burrow credit, but like, you didn't really do much. Just add a couple scores in there, of course, because it's a little bit more high scoring in college, but no, it's a similar vibe. Hour 1 in the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together. Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
History 2. NASA launched the Interface Region Imaging Spectrograph in 2013 to study what?
You're listening to Talk Sports.
NASA launched
the Interface Region Imaging Spectrograph.
To study what?
To study what?
Mars.
The sun would
Damn
be the
it.
answer.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
All right, give me science for 3.
What does the Beaufort scale measure?
The Beaufort scale?
I guess it's pretty
Beaufort's.
Density.
When oh God in heaven, it's wind speed.
Okay.
on 1340 WKGN.
This is like Penn State and Iowa in 2006.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Hour number 1 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Shout out to White Claw. Help make the tailgate fun on Saturday, at least, until the game happens. The game, not so much. The tailgate, still a good time. First time I think I ever really tailgated on G10. I've never really done that before.
Really?
Not really. I mean, there might have been times I've walked onto it before, but I don't like crowds like that size. It was a jarring experience. It was fun though.
Did it live up to any expectation that you had preset, or overrated, underrated? I feel like the bottom of G10 can be hit or miss.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like the top corner as well.
I was gonna say I don't know how I would feel about being like on the lower levels, you know, like trapped in with cars and stuff. I don't think I'd like that, but the top of it was pretty fun. Very strange. I wasn't anticipating the place I went, the people I went had like a band. Had a band set up there, which I was a little surprised by. And then, like, you know, like an hour and a half before the game, like cars are still trying to park, and that was kind of weird as they're coming up and like people having to move stuff. That was a little strange, but no, it was nice. It was good weather for it.
Parking there seems like an absolute nightmare, but
it does.
Enjoying the tailgate spot is fun.
I kind of went with your method of parking. I parked like a mile, 1.2 miles away.
Nice. How'd it work?
You know, on the walk up 17th and like, you know, trying to get to G10, it was a little, because the sun was still out. I was wearing a hoodie, you know, because I was dressed for warmth for later. So that was a little
boots, probably
boots. Yeah, so I was good. I had a little sweat go, but like luckily we got to the student union and old lady had to stop and use the bathroom, so I was able to kind of go in the bathroom too, take my hoodie off and kind of decompress for a bit. But no, the walk back was good though, and no traffic. So I had a much better experience with that than I did the last time I went.
Did they have black shirts for like every seat, or
no?
So people just kind of.
You think Danny's giving out 100,000 shirts? No.
I just thought. I mean, it looked good at the beginning. Like
it did seem like everyone was wearing black for the most part. Now you still had some people not doing it, but it did feel like people liked it. You know, with jackets and hoodies, it's pretty easy to throw the black on. Let's hit some headlines, Sam. What do you got for us?
Thank you, John. The Los Angeles Dodgers, king of baseball, as they take down the Blue Jays in 7 games, capping off a dramatic series, 5-4 in 11 innings there. Game 6 and Game 7 of this series were just absolutely unreal. The ending to Game 6 with the ball getting stuck under the wall and everything, and then getting doubled up there, and then that Game 7 just delivered in every single way. It was
having the benches cleared too during the Game 7.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was a good series.
What did you make of Game 6, the ball being stuck under? It looked like he could have easily gotten that out.
It did look like he could have gotten it out, but I would say, like, in that situation, probably pretty heads up by that guy just to kind of put it in the ump's hands instead of his own. But yeah, it didn't seem very lodged to me.
I was kind of hoping the umps would just be like, no. And
Yeah.
it's an inside the park home run that just ties it up in the World Series. No, Game 7, like it sucks because it was up against Tennessee, Oklahoma.
I was so sad on my couch just watching the end of that with my mom, and she was like, "Oh, look at that play," and I'm just like, "Yeah, look at that play."
And you're rooting for the Blue Jays, I assume.
Yeah.
I watched it the next morning, like an extended highlights thing. I was like, oh, wow, crazy game. Because I kind of kept looking at it. I was like, okay, 4-2. Oh, there's a home run in the 8th. Oh, there's a home run in the 9th.
I don't know why that guy slid with the bases loaded. I feel like you're going to get to home faster just not stopping your momentum and just trying to run through the base when it's a force out, obviously. It's like you don't need to slide to avoid a tag.
Especially with his sliding mitt too, just up in the air as he's going feet first instead of head first.
Have we ever has Mythbusters ever decided that? Because I feel like we still slide into second and third base, but like, yeah, that's because you kind of got to stop. You can't overrun the base. I know there's a new trend in baseball now where guys just run through second on double plays versus sliding. I don't really. What's the science behind that, Bubba? Do they think it's faster, or are they just trying to, like, is that more disruptive for the double play? Like, or why did people start doing that?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't think it's more disruptive because, we've seen many times where guys can get that foot up just a little bit extra.
Slide in, yeah, sure.
They got to, jump over and stuff. I think it could just be quicker to just head down and power through for the last little bit.
So, yeah, maybe don't slide into home.
And then the off chance where they forget to fully step on the bag, in time.
But, Sam, I thought the problem was much more and people have done it. I mean, people have gone through and looked at it, but to be a pinch runner, that was really bad base running because there was no lead on third base. Have you seen the breakdown of that? Like how he just had no lead, no secondary lead.
Mm-hmm.
And if he has a lead or a secondary lead, he beats it because he was just basically a half step away. Like,
you could make sense out of that if it was that big fat catcher they've got, but with a pinch runner, that's just terrible.
No, there's a guy brought in to pinch run.
Yeah.
He's going to be sick over that. And quite frankly, you talked about the Bengals-Titans game at the end of hour 1. That's one that made me question my fandom. And I do feel like a part of me died, but I still root for the Titans. Now, it's kind of coincided with us sucking after that shortly, so, like, it's been easier to kind of decompress, but, like, and detach. But if I was a Blue Jays fan, I don't know how I'd get back up on that horse, man. It'd be tough to be that close to winning a championship. Like, on one hand, maybe you come back and you rectify the wrong. That is a great sports story. You saw the San Francisco Giants, beat the Royals in a heartbreaking fashion in Game 7, right? Then the Royals turned around and won the next year, correct?
Yeah, beating the Mets.
Yep, the Spurs lost a heartbreaker against the Heat in 2013, the Ray Allen Game 6, bang. And then they lose a close one in Game 7. Then they came back and dominated them the next year. So you have seen some teams get that close and come back and respond and get over the hump. The Eagles did it to the Chiefs, not back-to-back years, but they took a year break and came back and did it. You can use that as fuel and come back, or you can completely fall apart and end up like the Titans. You can miss that championship window like the Falcons blowing 28-3 and just never really get back and they become a factor. Like you could do that too. It'd be tough to stay locked in if I was a Blue Jays fan.
Mm-hmm. On to hockey season now.
On to hockey season. Maple Leafs, are they any good this year? You could really.
They probably will be, and they'll probably choke it once again.
You could really do the country a favor by coming through. I'm trying to look. Winnipeg, apparently the best Canadian. Winnipeg and Montreal both, at least right now through 12 games, the second and third place. So
there we go.
They're a point behind Colorado. So maybe Winnipeg or Montreal can get them a win. Although I don't think Canada. I know they want to end the streak, but I don't think they root for the country the same level they do in like baseball and basketball because there's multiple teams. Like Toronto, the entire country of Canada roots for them to win when it comes to basketball or baseball. Hockey, it is still kind of separated, so it still won't hit as good.
Yeah. Trade deadline news in the NFL as the Eagles are active this morning, trading for Miami Dolphins outside linebacker Jalen Phillips. Dolphins will receive a 2026 third-round draft pick in return. He's got 3 sacks in 9 games so far this year, 26 in his 5-year career so far with Miami. He's had a couple injuries, but when he's healthy, definitely a really solid young pass rusher. The Eagles defense, not Phillies, definitely needs some help as they are struggling right now. 23rd in the NFL in total defense, 24th in sacks. Also traded for Jair Alexander yesterday, but I don't know if that one's going to go as well as Jalen Phillips probably will.
Is that the only trade so far today?
From what I've seen.
Okay. I saw it first thing this morning, and the Fox National guys were like, oh, the NFL trade deadline's already going crazy. So I thought maybe multiple trades had happened, but I pull it up, and that's a big get. I mean, I think at least he's been solid. I know he dealt with some injuries last year. I think he's been pretty good so far this year, though. The Eagles, of course, ripe with draft capital, ripe with a never-ending supply of money somehow, and they're able just to kind of keep and stay competitive and try to. That NFC, I think a lot differently about that NFC than I did last week. I think this isn't an overreaction because it's been boiling for me, but like I do think if there was another quarterback with a different name playing the way that Sam Darnold was playing for Seattle, we'd look at them as a much bigger threat. But I think in the back of our mind, we all know it's Sam Darnold. He's going to collapse when it matters. But that was an absolute statement they made last night against Washington. A primetime game, only 2-point favorites. They came out and laid the wood to the Commanders.
That might be the best first half of football we see at the quarterback position in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, did he end up going, 23 of 23 at one point? Or it was something crazy like that. I mean, he ends up throwing some incompletions, but it took well into the game before he did. And Seattle's a threat. The Rams are really good. My Lions took a bad loss to the Vikings. I still don't know what to do with the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy, but they got talent out there. Then all of a sudden the defense started playing good again. The Bears and Panthers are scrappy. The Bucks, if they can ever get healthy, have as good of offense as anybody. And then, we're not even talking about the Eagles, who we call broken, who we look at the standings, and they are 6-2 and at the top of the NFC. Notice I didn't mention the Packers, though. I don't know how I feel about them. That was a bad loss for them yesterday, and not to step on your headlines, but Tucker Kraft looks like he tore his ACL. He was one of their more consistent weapons. This is a week after he completely dominated that Sunday night game. He tears his ACL kind of on a freak play. He's trying to pull or come down and block, seal a hole, and the defender gets knocked back into his knee, and it just kind of buckles, and there you go, ACL gone. So as the Packers pass catchers were starting to get a little bit healthier with Christian Watson coming back, you had maybe their most reliable guy, Tucker Kraft, get hurt. Packers, I don't know what to do with. They're 5-2, but the NFC is going to be fun. The AFC, I think, is going to end up just being the 3 teams we thought, with the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs. Although maybe you could tell me the Patriots and Colts can be there when it matters, but I still think they're a year away from actually doing it. But what other headlines you got?
Jaden Daniels suffers a dislocated left elbow during the fourth quarter of Sunday Night Football yesterday. Don't even know why I wasn't watching at this point, but I don't even know why he was in the game. Hurt with 7.5 minutes, basically down 38-7. You know that you're losing that game anyways. Feel like when he's been banged up over the last couple of weeks, I would have already wanted to go out and bench him anyway. But I did see that Jaden Daniels and RG3's injuries both occurred. Same stadium, exact same yard line, both on second down and both against the Seahawks.
Wasn't there a damn thing with Joe Theismann? Basically,
Yeah.
Joe Theismann was the same as Alex Smith's, right? Joe Theismann and Alex Smith
second
was the
of
same. And
that one's creepy.
Yeah.
That one is. But this one kind of similar.
It is easy. And Sam, I do think ultimately you're right. I didn't have a problem with them keeping Jaden Daniels in because I did think they needed some rhythm and some momentum and like to actually get things because he has been hurt for this year. I think Jaden Daniels needs to knock the rust off. Like I do think that offense needed some positive thoughts finishing that game. They'd gotten completely shut down. My problem is, why is he still running? Now, understand that like he wants to still move around and play quarterback. And he didn't get hurt on a run. He got hurt on a sack. But, like, he was out there running before then and was still kind of being reckless. It's a dangerous sport. Maybe it's just the coaching staff having to protect their guy and you just count your losses. But in the moment, I was fine with him out there trying to get some garbage time reps and actually end on a positive note. But then he completely shreds his elbow. The only saving grace there is it's his left elbow and not his right elbow.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that knocks him out for the rest of the year, right? Like a dislocated elbow. With their record being 3-6, I would imagine we don't see Jaden Daniels the rest of the year. Sophomore season from hell for him.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like this is everything that Commanders fans were trying to make sure didn't happen with just kind of repeating the RG3 stuff, old offensive line, kind of an old team around him.
That old team around him was good last year, but when they were just like, veteran presence and everything, the old team around him this year just was bleak. And all of a sudden you look around, he ain't got no help. Like it's crazy how quickly that happened. And that their big offseason answer was play hardball with their best player, not named Jaden Daniels. Yeah. Kind of hijack Terry McLaurin's season before it begins because you don't want to pay him. And then the other answer is, we'll bring in Deebo Samuel. Running back, we got the 7th round guy from Rutgers and Austin Eckler. You know Austin Eckler. You've heard of him over the last, decade. He'll be out there. Nope, there's a torn Achilles because he's old. It was a franchise failure, an organizational failure for the Commanders this year when it came to Jaden Daniels. But, maybe retroactively have to apologize to C.J. Stroud because we blame C.J. Stroud's sophomore slump on him going out partying and podcasting. Jaden Daniels didn't do any of that. His mama kept him under wraps. He was just hanging out a little bit with Juju Watkins. He was locked in otherwise.
We'll just blame his mother.
Blame his mother?
If he would have went out there and partied a little bit, maybe he'd be, having a better season.
Maybe there's a happy medium.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying to go out there and go crazy, but hey, go out and have a little fun. But maybe it's also just like the NFL figures you out a little bit. Your team gets a little bit worse. They rest on their laurels a little bit. No, that was tough to see, though. I'd say beloved, popular player that really is having a wasted second year. The Commanders are cooked. Seahawks are a tank, though. Good batch of headlines. We'll hit another at the top of hour 3. We'll get back into some football. Still more to dive into when it comes to Tennessee, Oklahoma. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation, Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly. Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, He'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area, from Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive. Even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Citizens National Bank.
Kick off this football season with a CNB Plus Perks checking account. Move downfield with free online and mobile banking. And cross the goal line with extended evening hours and Saturday banking. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group at Realty Executives. And I know there's a lot of choices here in East Tennessee when it comes to choosing a realtor. Here's why the Kregner Group is different. At the Kregner Group, our motto is walking by faith, serving others. It's how I live my life. It's how I run my business. Here at the Kregner Group, we're committed to doing real estate the right way. Faith, honesty, integrity. The Kregner Group. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or visit my website at boknowshouses.com.
Can he actually compete for a championship, or is he upgraded James Franklin? I know he went to the playoffs, but we weren't legit competition for Ohio State. If we can't win a championship, when do you decide to move on? Rapid fire. Bubba, what is Josh's ceiling with this program?
9-3, 10-2 is a really good year exceeding expectations. I like the James Franklin comparison.
Can he actually compete for a championship?
No.
If that's the case, when do you decide to move on?
2 years.
Sam, what is Josh's ceiling with this program?
Competing for SEC championships.
Okay. So when the next question is, can he actually compete for a championship, or is he our upgrade James Franklin? It sounds like you think he could compete for an SEC championship, not a national championship.
I'm going to say no for right now, but I don't know. I mean, I saw an interesting tweet from yesterday, and it was comparing the 5 years of Steve Sarkisian at Texas versus 5 years of Josh Heupel at Tennessee. And, you know, Sarkisian's 45-19 overall and took over a 7-3 team when he did it. And obviously they've got all the resources in the world. And Heupel's been here for 5 years and took over a 3-7 team, and he's gone 43-18.
So Sark was what?
45-19.
And Josh is 43-18. Okay.
To me, that's kind of like the HR meme a little bit type of thing.
You know, 100%. Those guys have been there. Now, it does feel like the difference of resources, I think, works both in his favor and against Sarkisian, right? It works against him whenever you look and say, man, you've got everything you could ever need. Why ain't you won more games? It works for him, though, whenever you ask, can Sark actually win a championship? Because I do think Sark's good enough to win a championship at Texas, but it's because he's got Texas's resources. You know what I mean? I don't think he has to overcome the same. I don't want to call them shortcomings because I do think Tennessee has everything you need, but like Josh has got to be. Josh has to damn near be perfect for us to win a national championship. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like
so to me, if you need to be damn near perfect, I think you need to kind of say, all right, I need a little bit of outside help here. And like what you were talking about, maybe giving up play calling duties. Like,
yeah,
I think those are the type of things that you need to say, all right, we've gotten this to a place where we feel good about getting to 9 wins just about every single year type of thing. But that's clearly not the standard that we want to have here. And I think it's up to him now to kind of look a little bit introspectively at that coaching staff and say, all right, let's try and take the next step to get to the elite level.
Josh has to be about a 95 out of 100 if Tennessee's ever going to win a national championship. I think Sark could probably do it at like 88, 87, just because they should always have a talent advantage. They should always have a roster and spending advantage. If you're going to compete for SEC titles, you're obviously right there knocking on the doorstep of competing for national championships as well. But I do think it's also important to say, like, Sam, you said, win 9 games. Bubba, you said win 9 games. Tennessee, there is still a possibility they could win 7 games this year, and I think this is a different conversation, right? If the season goes off the rails a little bit and you lose to Florida on the road and you lose to Vandy at home. I don't think you're going to drop both of those games, but, like, it is still on the table.
I mean, to me, the end of this season does show you where you're at in the Josh Heupel era. It's like, do your players, now that you've gotten out of contention for the playoff, does your team still care to go play for you and go out there and try and make the best out of this season? I know your hopes were obviously for the playoff, but I'd have concerns if you just lay down and die and you get to 7 wins. But if you go out there and you scrap and claw and you go and get a win in the swamp that you haven't gotten in years, and you go beat Vanderbilt to end their season, and you just play spoiler for the rest of the year and you get to 9 wins and then you evaluate from there. Like, to me, that shows that these guys still have buy-in to the vision. But if you roll over, to me, that is concerning.
100%. And I don't even think you have to pitch it as spoiler, Sam, because we haven't won in the swamp in 20 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't a, hey, let's just go out here and let's try to end Florida season. Like, they're already cooked. Like, you should still have more motivation than Florida does in that game. Their coach is fired, and to your credit, like, the players, you hope, love Josh Heupel and still want to accomplish some goals. And I do think if Tennessee was able to go 9-3, I think the vibes would be okay coming out of this. I think we'd look and, I think you could put aside some of the Joey Aguilar legend stuff. Like, I don't know. Although maybe if he wins in the swamp, then knocks off, eliminates Vandy from the playoff, maybe he fixes, and kind of salvages this mid-season swoon himself.
It's kind of now up to you to go 9-3 and say, hey, we're 4 or 5 plays away from being in the college football playoff, or, do you go 7-5 and you continue to get sloppy and play worse by the week?
If you go 9
kind of a test of your manhood, I think.
If you go 9-3, like, look, the PR machine can easily get over this season. The PR machine, the Oklahoma loss ain't going to feel better, but, like, at least you can come out and say, hey, we went 9-3 with a quarterback we got here in May, June, without cornerback 1 and cornerback 2, with some offensive line injuries. Like, hey, all's okay. Now, look, I do think that's the positive spin. The negative spin is that we know that Josh Heupel is good for 1 stinker a year, and for the longest time that's been on the road. It was jarring to see that be at home. And not like in a home game that the crowd wasn't there for. Not like Texas A&M punching you in the mouth or South Carolina upsetting you or somebody coming in that you didn't get up for. Everyone was fired up for that Oklahoma game. That takes a blowtorch to my whole, you got to be a mother bleeper to come into Neyland and win, because Mateer, he wasn't nothing special on Saturday. He had some good scrambles. Tennessee and their zone defense did leave some openings for them to try, go out and get 15, 20 yards here and there scrambling. And God bless Arion Carter. Like, all respect in the world for going out there and toughing it up. But on that 3rd and 17 scramble, he might as well have been me out there. And that's not me. That's not me flaming him. That's just saying, like, the fact that that guy's your best option. And I'm fine if Carter wanted to play. I commend him. I think he should be saluted. That's the type of stuff you want your athletes to do. The fact he was in the game on 3rd and 17, though, like whenever you know you're going to have to cover a lot of space, that to me is kind of coaching malpractice. Either because he's out there and you have nobody else, or because you left him out there. Either way, like if you want to criticize Tim Banks, that one decision there, having Carter out there on that 3rd and 17, is enough to criticize Tim Banks, because he was kind of the guy that needed to get out there and make that tackle. Now, again, you forced a fumble. You recovered the fumble. You didn't lose any points in that exchange. But if you get a 3rd and 17 stop, you maybe keep the crowd going, and maybe you have a little bit better field position where Heupel doesn't come out and go run. Did you have a problem with Josh Heupel not accepting the holding penalty towards the end of the first half? You get a sack, you make it 4th and 9. You have a chance. There's a holding penalty. You could have made it 3rd and 17, which would have put them, 64 yards away from a field goal. It would have been 3rd and 17. Maybe they convert it because you ain't been great in those situations, but the game was still, I want to say it was 10-7 at that point. Might have been 10-10. Heupel declines the penalty. They come out and drill a 55-yard field goal. Did you have any problem with that? In the stadium live, I thought you should have accepted it.
It's a tough one. Just, I do kind of err on just hey, let's
get off the field.
Yeah, let's get off the field and just force this guy to go make a really tough field goal versus like, hey, your 3rd down has not been the best part of your defense all year long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hindsight's always kind of 50-50. Or yeah, I mean, it's just
hindsight's 20/20.
I know.
Looking for it is 50-50 though. What are you going to do it or not do it? I don't know. Yeah, so it was whenever you were up 10-7. Your defense had played good at that point. So I was in the stands saying to accept it. Maybe in college you just say, hey, let's make this kicker come out and kick a 55-yard field goal. And at that point, we didn't realize he had a robotic leg. Maybe if it was later in the game, Josh would have accepted it.
Made it so much worse with him wearing those stupid pants.
Yeah. Although he's got the quads, he's got the legs to go out there and kick those long field goals, all of which seemed like they cleared by like a yard at most.
Yeah.
Everyone, because they were all right in front of me, or at least 2 of them were right in front of me on the side, and I'm watching. I'm in that corner of the end zone, and I was like, oh, it's going to be short. Nope, it got over. Crushing. The third one I didn't think was going to be short. The second of the 3 I didn't think was going to be short. I thought it was going to go left, but nope, it was good too. I had a friend ask this question though, and it made me kind of pause. It made me say, "Damn." Bubba, Sam, I'll give you the commercial break to think about it. But he asked, at this point, 5 years in, is Josh Heupel's legacy more about his wins or about his losses? And that made me pause and go, damn, because there's been a couple really good wins, but man, the losses have all felt like stabs to the heart. We'll dive into that after the break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
North Knox Siding and Windows is a complete exterior home improvement company that can help you with all your home exterior needs. If your home needs new siding, windows, doors, gutters, handrails, a deck, or a new roof, then give my friends at North Knox Siding and Windows a call at 865-689-0505. You can also visit their showroom at 5618 North Broadway. Locally owned and operated and proudly serving all of Knoxville and the surrounding areas, North Knox Siding and Windows. Online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, Born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby, and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball to score points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Here, here! To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Here, here! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Here, here!
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronakville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you, even if pills have failed. Our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same-day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220. Or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronakville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Reddy's got a piece of glass. Found it over
Is it more about the wins or losses when you think of Josh Heupel's tenure? I gotta say, whenever I got asked that, the losses stand out more to me than the wins do.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunately losses for me too. And I think it's because feels like maybe a lot of those losses have like come after you've gotten big wins, and it's like, man, this is just all you got to do is just get through some of these quote unquote easier games, and we just haven't really been able to do it.
I still don't think we were wrong about Oklahoma, though. Like, I still don't think they're good. Now, the defense wreaked havoc, but like, that wasn't a defense that was just like, we watched what happened when Ole Miss went into Oklahoma. Like, it's not a defense that's so good that you just can't possibly do anything with them, that you just can't possibly block them.
I mean, we were dicing them up in the passing attack in that first, before that first fumble.
Yeah, Bubba, you made that point in the first hour about Oklahoma's punts. Tennessee only punted twice. The only two times we punted were the worst two possible times. We went 3 and out after a fumble, and then 3 and out after Oklahoma took the lead. Those are the only two times we punted all game. It wasn't a yards problem, but it was your offense. Your offense just not being able to score and not being able to quit turning the ball over. Joey Aguilar not being able to recognize a safety. Apparently, Heupel told Holly Rowe that at halftime, that he was having problems recognizing the safety.
I didn't hear that.
That's what a listener wrote in.
I heard on Voluntary Reaction, though, Russell was pretty pissed about how Heupel kind of handled that halftime interview with everything that went down, just being like, oh, we got more football to play, just got to execute better. When I do feel like you probably should just be like, man, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. I just wish he was a little more honest sometimes.
I try not to get too rolled up about those type of things because I'm fine with him keeping his composure to the national media, like to the TV. Now, if he's in the locker room,
that's what I worry about.
Yeah, he was in the locker room going, geez, guys, we still got time. Like, in the locker room, I think you want to keep your head. You don't want to, nobody freak out, nobody panic. Like, you don't want to be in there screaming and like losing your composure. But like, you got to be in there and be tough and be like, hey, we're beating ourselves, clean it up. I don't have a problem with him telling Holly Rowe that, because on the flip side, I don't know if you remember Jeremy Pruitt during that one Alabama game when basically he made a recruiting pitch to the entire country talking about how terrible his players were and how unacceptable it was and yada, yada, yada. We're going to get some guys in here who could play. Like, I thought that was equally cringe, if you will. But, I mean, Heupel's demeanor, I mean, if you want to make that the overall point, I think that ties into some of the sloppiness. I do think Heupel's a player's coach. I don't think players are necessarily scared of Heupel. Now, that's not me being on the practice field watching them, but, like, he seems to have a pretty easygoing demeanor. And maybe you need somebody that could go in there and chew somebody's ass out and put fear in them. Maybe that's the case.
I think that's just maybe what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, he just keeps that same baseline the entire time. And maybe that's what you need is just, you know, your leader at the helm to kind of just be unflappable no matter if it's going good or going bad. But I do think that, to your point of him just kind of being that player's coach guy, like if he comes into that locker room and goes, hey, we're getting our ass kicked and we should be up, you know, 3 possessions instead of down by 6 here, just kind of giving those guys a little bit of a kick in the ass. Like, I do think that would be a bit of a wake-up call, like, oh God, our coach that doesn't really normally say anything is on our ass now. Like, we got to go out there and we got to turn something around in the second half.
Which, if he did, I did think the second half adjustments worked. Or I did think the team came out good in the second half. You came out, the defense got stopped. The offense got what kind of felt like a lucky touchdown. Like, it was a great throw by Joey with pressure in his face. It looked like it probably could have been picked off if it was a little bit further outside because it was kind of into double coverage, but Staley made a great catch, broke a tackle, was up the sideline for a touchdown. So, like, you did come out in the third quarter, get the stop you needed, score, and took a lead. But from that moment on, yeah, you just didn't do anything. From that moment on, your offense died. Your defense got the couple turnovers, but it wasn't like they were completely shut down for you. I just go back to the conservative nature. I do go back just to the game plan. How is Mike Matthews not getting the ball more? Like, how are we running the ball 16 times on first downs? How are we doing the third and short quarterback sweep? How are we throwing the ball to Jack Van Dorsalier, you know, with the game on the line? When, like, Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley looked like they could have taken screen, like short 2-yard passes, they could have eaten them up all night doing that. Like the crossing routes, I didn't feel like the crossing routes were really there outside of some deep ends by Brazel. Like, I feel like Matthews and Staley should have touched the ball much, much more. Those guys were matchup problems. Matthews ends up with 3 catches. Staley gets 5. Brazel gets 6. Like,
feels like all of those Matthews catches were in the first half. I don't know that for certain, but I feel like 2 of the 3.
He had the one touchdown. He had the touchdown coming out of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, so that would have been
the two were in the first quarter. I want to say
for explosives.
Yep, and he probably would have had a touchdown if David Sanders picks up the block on the scoop 6. Like, it looked like he was in on that 6-yard little play action RPO, whatever you want to call them, the play action. Tennessee's best play. And from that moment on, it seemed like that play disappeared. It seemed like Joey just, I don't know what happened, but I think I would have found a way to get Mike Matthews the ball more than 3 times, more than 2 times, for the first 58 minutes of the game, more than 0 times from the, 8-minute mark of the game to the 2-minute mark of the game, 0 touches during that long stretch of the game. That to me is coaching malpractice. And that to me is just part of the reason why this Oklahoma loss felt so bad. Because like I said, if you go through the years and you look at all the Heupel losses that hurt, you'd say all of them were on the road, right? Now, Georgia this year hurt, don't get me wrong, but like it wasn't inexcusable. Nobody came out of that thinking, man, what a terrible loss. It was just, damn, make a kick.
Something that's really upset me watching back these highlights too is watching the effort from our offense after the fumble with their guy returning it.
We haven't even gotten into that.
Miles Kitzelman running with him for 30 yards.
How did nobody catch him while he was engaged?
David Sanders, the guy who blows the entire play, looks like he has no interest on getting the ball back. You don't see a Tennessee player in frame until the Oklahoma guy's already into the end zone. It seems like our guys are jogging back to ball's out, guys. Like, go out there and bust your ass to go try and make a tackle at least.
Do you think, and it's inexcusable, you're 100% right. I haven't even really thought, because in that replay you just see David Sanders. And, I don't know if Sanders would have been able to make it through the Oklahoma guys without, maybe knocking Kitzelman off or whatever. But, it's bad effort. Don't get me wrong. But I hadn't even thought about how no wide receivers had made it into frame. I know that's a pretty, athletic defensive end. But, he is engaged with Kitzelman for about 15 yards, dragging him down the field. Somebody's got to find their way at least into frame.
It was a wall of Oklahoma players. There were 6 guys in frame, and there was no Tennessee player in sight.
Yeah,
that's
is
just effort, and that's just inexcusable.
That is unacceptable. You're 100% right. And I hadn't even really thought about that because I kept getting past, how the hell does Miles Kitzelman not get him on the ground? A Miles Kitzelman who played defense in high school. I mean, I'm not going to act like he played D1 defense, but you should
grab his ankles and just hold on for dear life.
Did you think he was trying to strip the ball out? Do you think he was trying to go at the ball or what? Because how do you not make that tackle?
He's just holding on to his arm as he's stiff arming him 15 yards down the field. Just wrap up the knees, man.
Now, with that being said, yeah, at some point maybe you hope, hey, there's some reinforcements coming.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody's going to get here eventually, right? I'm watching that play right now.
I don't think you see anyone until Ethan Davis at maybe the 3-yard line.
Yeah, Ethan Davis gets blocked, and then he makes it at the 3-yard line. Right after the fumble, it gets picked up, and Ethan Davis is at the line of scrimmage. He was playing H-back there, and he starts running, and then they do peel back and kind of block him. But there's no wide receivers anywhere.
Even when our guys got into frame, it just looked like they were jogging down the field. I want to see somebody in a dead-on sprint trying to punch that ball through the end zone or something. That's a desperation play. You got to go out there and try to make something happen.
Yep. And Ethan Davis is in frame at the 10-yard line, like you said, but he's kind of jogging there too. And to be, it's hard to say to be fair because you just run. You're literally getting paid to go out there and just run and give effort. But it did seem like A, Miles Kitzelman was going to make that tackle. B, it did look like the guy was going to step out of bounds.
He did.
C, it looked like he was just going to run full speed into the end zone. All of a sudden he slows up. So it was a little weird at the end where maybe there was maybe you thought, oh, this is dumb. But yeah, it looks really bad whenever he's limping, holding his hamstring, and it's just Jesse Perry coming in at the very end while he's in the end zone and Ethan Davis kind of running.
Yeah, I see Jesse damn Perry at the end before I see Deshaun Bishop. Deshaun's tired of doing it. I get it, man. He's had to do it against NC State. Did it earlier this year, though he failed.
Alabama, don't forget Alabama.
It's insulting. It hurts.
Which, yeah, I don't understand how Bishop's not in frame either because
I like watching it. It looks like for a split second he just stops and turns around and his hands are down. He's like, "What the heck just happened?"
I thought he was. I thought maybe he had gotten blown up on the play action. I was going to maybe give him an excuse there, but nope, he's standing there, not running. I mean, I give Oklahoma's defense credit; they had a convoy. But maybe that's to Sam's larger point. It's not good when the opposing team has more juice than you. When it seems like they want it more than you. And like we talked about, the defense escorted him there. They had 6 guys back that caught up to the play. Chris Brazel has to find his way into frame there. He didn't get hit. The cornerback that was guarding him makes it into frame. He doesn't make it. Mike Matthews, I'll give a little bit of a pass because he was 15 yards down the field, but yeah, that's bad. That's bad effort. That's bad effort.
Just that early in the game too. If that happens when you're down 14 points or something and they're running it to go up 21 and get blown out, maybe that makes a little more sense, but that's just the first.
Even just try to trip the guy. Put your foot out there. Try to hit his ankle or something.
Yeah.
Even more inexplicable to me is, look, you had no real speed on the field. except Matthews and Brazel. And I think Brazel, I'd like to see the overhead shot of that. Was he loafing? Because Matthews was down the field running a route. The play was going to him. But you had, two tight ends in. It does hurt seeing the jumbo sets, the two tight ends. Not jumbo set per se, but having two tight ends in there, one as an H-back. Not having, just spread out wide receivers and still just get absolutely.
Was this play before or after Sanders got kind of rolled up? That's the only thing that was like maybe Sanders wasn't running as fast because his ankle was still kind of messed up from when he got rolled up.
I don't know. It was at the 8-minute mark of the first quarter, so I don't know. But Sanders, again, I give him a little bit of a pass because I think he thought Kitzelman had the tackle. But yeah, lack of effort. When you look at Heupel's losses, where does this rank in terms of most heartbreaking? Because to me, I think it's number one. And heartbreaking might not be the right phrase for it. But it's the maddest I've been at Josh Heupel. It's the most angry I've been at this program in a long time. It's the most disgusted I've been after a loss. Like, I was in Columbus. I watched Ohio State kick her ass. You didn't love the effort. You didn't love the game plan. But I think at the end of the day, you could look and say, it's Ohio State. You're on the road. That team's really, really good. Hey, Jeremiah Smith. And Will Howard is out there throwing dots. What are you going to do? Georgia, you just kind of get lost in, it's a back-and-forth game. They made a couple plays you couldn't. You were so close. If you didn't have your freshman defensive back out there guarding their wide receiver on 4th and 8, if you just make a field goal, man, what a great game. Still a long season. We'll be okay. This is a season ender. And it's a season ender at home against a program that I feel like you should have passed by now, against a team that I don't think is loaded and just better than you. You were a favorite in this game. Now, not as big of a favorite as maybe you should be if you were clearly better than a team. Like a 2.5-point spread does kind of give you the idea of what people thought about how close it was. But you always say the home atmosphere is going to make a difference. And it didn't. To me, that's Josh Heupel's worst loss at Tennessee.
I think it's 1 or 2 for me, yeah. I mean, it's hard now. Just I feel like I need to let it sink in a few weeks to kind of evaluate it, because it does feel like it's, if not at the top, it's right there. That South Carolina one, it was like you never really felt like you were going to get back into it almost. You were getting kicked so bad, and that defense you just knew that you weren't going to be able to get a stop. And then the Hooker injury happens. It just like, even if you won that game, you didn't feel good about the rest of your season with Hooker tearing an ACL. So that one to me like slides a little bit.
The Hooker injury I think the Hooker injury just kind of made it so much bigger than the game. And that sounds weird, but like you just felt bad for him after the loss, where you're just kind of like, man, that sucks.
Like if he stayed healthy that whole game and you just give up 60 points and you get blown out, that's a heartbreaking loss. But it's like, man, that happened. Plus it feels like you just lost the energy of your team when your star quarterback goes down.
You were down 17 when he got hurt, so it wasn't like it cost you the game. But I just remember feeling bad for Hooker and just depressed about Hooker, like him not getting to finish his career, and it feeling like it cost him a chance to go to New York, in the Heisman ceremony. It was no guarantee that you were going to be in the playoff, even if you had won that game, a 14 playoff. I don't know if you would have gotten in. But again, at least that was on the road. At least that was one team. Like, say what you want about South Carolina. Were they cheating that game? I don't know if we'll ever have the official answer. I still don't know how cheating would have made their offense so great. Like, if you told me they had our signs and the defense was shutting our offense down, maybe I'd have more of a thought about it versus their guys just kicking our defensive backs' ass down the field in one-on-one coverage. But, like, at least I could come out of that game, Sam, saying, you know what? South Carolina played about an A-plus game. Spencer Rattler, that was an A-plus performance, man. You were a 5-star. You clearly had enough talent to make it to the NFL, start some games in the NFL. You were really, really, really good. on that night. Your whole career, not so much. But that one night, you were really, really, really good. A-plus game on a road atmosphere at night. Hey, it's tough to win on the road in this league. We all know the cliches. Saturday night was not that. I don't know how Oklahoma feels, but like I think they beat us by playing like a B- game. Maybe they'd give themselves a little bit higher remarks, but like I didn't think they played that good, and they beat you on the road. Maybe with how impactful their defense was, maybe you'd knock it up just a B game. But it wasn't like they came in and just didn't make any mistakes. They had 11 penalties for over 100 yards. You know what I mean? They fumbled twice, or they turned the ball over twice, yeah. Like, I don't know what the hell Brent Venables and that team was doing throwing the ball with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. I don't know what the hell that was. They give you a gift there on a second turnover. So I have a hard time giving them better than a B. I'd give them a B-, but they beat you in your own house while you had something to play for.
No, I mean, just, had him walk on Baker Mayfield out there just running around at times. But no, I feel like at one point, though, we did have him shook. There's a delay of game. And then, they used a timeout. And it's like, okay, this is now their second timeout they've used. Like, well, let's have some here.
And then you didn't.
How was the energy in the stadium? Because it didn't feel like it was sustained energy, big game feel for 60 minutes. And it certainly, I mean,
unless ESPN's microphones just pick up every little noise possible, they're like right next to a section. It still felt like whenever we were on offense, it's like, what's happening out there?
Oklahoma had it did sound like Oklahoma had a good contingent. Like they were kind of loud when they made some plays. It sounded like on that fumble and such. But from a Tennessee perspective, man, like I was there. I thought the crowd was pretty good, pretty fun. Now, I do think that the pregame stuff, it was just too much. I had some people texting me like, this is draining. Like, because they started the pregame, like, dark mode Tron stuff, like 20 minutes before the game, it felt like. And we're supposed to be up cheering for it. By the time we got to the game, I appreciate them bringing out Johnny Knoxville. Like, I've been wanting Johnny Knoxville to be involved. And he came out. I was like, hey, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Knoxville. And I was like, yeah, I love Jackass. Yeah. But, like, I thought the crowd was good and the team played good. I think it was hard. It's one of those situations where it's hard for the crowd to be loud in the second quarter whenever you're not doing anything offensively and you're just turning the ball over.
They should have had Johnny Knoxville coming out there on a wagon and just trying to flip it.
That would have been cool. Third quarter, again, you didn't have much to cheer for after the touchdown. Like, the offense went into a hole again. Like, so I don't know. Like, it probably didn't sound good. It probably wasn't great, but like, I just think it's one of those things where the team didn't give you much. It's also really expensive to get in. I don't know how many rowdy people we got left. I don't know. I don't know if you got the true rednecks in there anymore. I don't know what the answer is, man. The simplest thing is just play better as a football team.
Yeah. Give them something to cheer about.
Yeah, to me, that's the simplest thing. Just play better football and the crowd will be there. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with another batch of headlines. We'll give you some news. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Friday Night Lights are back, and that means so is the SM Athletics Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Join me, Tim Hill, a.k.a. Vols Tim 85, and my crew every Friday night starting at 9:30 p.m. Live action, live calls, and all of the biggest talking points in East Tennessee high school football. It's the Friday Night Scoreboard Show presented by SM Athletics right here on Fan Run Radio, 1340 AM, the free Fan Run app, and streaming live on YouTube on Fan Run TV.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Whether it's a routine cleaning, whitening for that big event, or fixing a nagging toothache, our gentle team is here for you. With flexible hours, family-friendly care, and the latest technology, Knoxville Smiles makes every visit stress-free. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Call Knoxville Smiles today at 865-539-1776 or book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
This football season, crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Co-owned by the Kelsey brothers and brewed right here in the Volunteer State, Garage Beer is perfect for fall fire pits and Tennessee tailgates. So pick up a 12-pack today of the official beer of Football Fridays on Fan Run Radio. Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Whether you are buying or selling a home or even looking for some land to build on and start a family, be sure to give Reed Emerson with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Heritage Group a shout. He is a longtime listener and supporter of Fan Run and has been serving the Mid-State for many years. Reed prides himself on his hassle-free and honest approach. And that's because he's not just chasing another commission. He wants what is best for his clients. Give Reed Emerson a call or text him today to get the process started. His number is 931-492-0418, or you can find him online at bhgheritagegroup.com.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, hit tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Round 3.
The world's greatest radio show. The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
Power Rankings, Tuesday Trivia. John Reed and Cody going wild, no Olivia. Wood grain on my leather seats. I got the whole team eating like I'm Johnny Eats. Morning booming from 7 to 10, ayy. Talk sports while I'm chewing a Zen, ayy. Talk sports while I'm riding to work. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville. Morning booming from 7 to 10, ayy. Morning booming from 7 to 10, ayy. Morning booming from 7 to 10. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville.
Talk Sports 3.0.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. This batch of headlines is brought to you by Knoxville Smiles. If you need to get your teeth worked on, don't put it off any longer. Get it done before the end of the year. Go see our friends at Knoxville Smiles. Now, through the end of the year, they're offering half-price whitening with a cleaning. So go get a cleaning and get your teeth whitened for half price. To book an appointment, call 865-539-1776. 865-539-1776, or you can book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. knoxvillesmiles.com. I would say now open until 7 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but that's just going to make you think about how dark it's going to be at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays now because the time has changed.
I was in bed so early last night. It was so depressing.
Didn't really affect me.
Really? Maybe it's because I was like driving throughout the day too, and I was just kind of tired once I got home, and it was already pretty much dark, but I hate this time of year.
Maybe it's because everyone hates the time of year so much that the natural contrarian in me has to be like, it's not that bad. But I mean, I went to bed kind of at a normal time. I mean, same time I usually do, kind of got in bed around 10:45, 11 o'clock.
fell asleep whenever. Was up earlier.
Same.
I think it helped getting up earlier, which is
Yeah.
good for me because I do want to try to get back to getting up earlier. I was up, 6:15 this morning, and I stayed in bed till 6:50 before I got in and took a shower. But that was nice. I enjoyed that. But also, I don't have kids. I understand if you have kids, especially young kids, this is going to be a terrible, terrible time. I was talking to my buddy at Calhoun's on Friday, and he just had twins and was talking about how he's afraid they're in for a world of hurt. They're like 3 months old, and how they're in for a world of hurt when the time changes. I will say, Frank, he was hitting that food bowl at about 3:30, looking at me like, hey, it's time to eat, buddy. I was like, no, it's not. You got about another hour and a half, my good friends.
That's an early dinner for Frank even then.
4:30? He eats at 5 typically.
Okay.
At least that's kind of the habit.
That's typical, I guess, for an older man.
Plus, I'd have to feed him before I come to the show. So 7 to 5. I mean, that's kind of a fair expectation. But yeah, he was looking at me at 3:30 like, hey, bro, you going to come up off some of those kibbles? Let's hit some headlines. What you got?
Well, we've got a canceled tee time at the AU Golf Club. What does that mean? That means Hugh Freeze has been fired from Auburn after his 15-19 record. Just all comes unraveling after he can score 3 points against Kentucky, basically. That's all it's going to take for him. Will be owed $15.8 million in buyout money after he signed a 6-year, $49 million deal to replace Brian Harsin. He is now the 8th Power 4 coach to be fired this season, and only stirring up the the head coaching market in this offseason even more. DJ Durkin, their defensive coordinator, will take over as interim head coach for Auburn for the rest of the season.
Every Monday, it's somebody new.
Yeah.
Every Monday we come in here, we're talking about somebody new getting fired. What's been the chain so far? Has it been, was it Franklin, Billy, Kelly, and now Hugh?
Yep.
And those are 4 pretty big names too.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue about how good they actually are. Like Billy Napier is the least proven of the bunch and least big name, but 4 big jobs: Florida, Auburn, LSU, and Penn State. And that's not even counting like Sam Pittman in Arkansas, of course.
This may become very insensitive, but
Uh-oh.
I saw where it's like SEC has went 1 week without a coach that was involved in some type of controversy involving a student and possible death.
Yeah.
Durkin's not
we lose Brian Kelly, we get DJ Durkin back. Yeah.
They scored 24 fewer points in 17 of his 22 SEC games that he coached.
With 5-star Jackson Arnold.
The crazy thing is they've had a defense that's been
very good.
Good enough where they could have been pretty easily like a 9-win team. Really the last couple of years. The defense has been good there his entire time. Has Durkin ran it the whole time?
Yeah.
The whole time?
Oh, I don't know.
I wasn't sure how long he had been there.
I want to say so.
Okay. Well, I mean, like he's earned the chance to coach the rest of the season as the head coach because they've been good. He's been there since 24, and he's been there for 2 years now.
Okay.
He was at Texas A&M before then, I guess, and then when Elko left, he went to Auburn. But I do think his defense has been good enough for him to get a chance to coach this team. Now, I don't think he's going to have a chance of being the promoted coach that gets to keep the job, but audition to maybe stay on staff or at least find you a new gig.
They'll be going for their 4th coach in 7 years. I did see Brooks during his Sunday reaction show kind of telling Tennessee fans hey, be careful what you wish for. You could be let's not go ahead and call for Heupel's head and ask for him to be fired because you've kind of been what Auburn is currently for, years up until you got Heupel in here. So it does kind of feel like if you would go elsewhere, it would be more of like a Dan Mullen to Billy Napier type of situation instead of thinking that the grass is going to be greener.
Hugh had to get fired. They probably should have fired him last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think you jot that one down to once you lose the fan base, it's over. I think Brian Kelly fits that bill. I think Billy Napier fits that bill. I think Hugh Freeze fits that bill. I think all three schools would have been better off just biting the bullet last year. Not letting it get ugly. Not wasting another year. Because I do think all four teams, I don't throw James Franklin in there because obviously he didn't lose the fan base last year when they're a couple plays away from playing for a national championship. But the other three, you could have made the case you fire all three of them last year. And hire maybe from a position of strength versus all doing it at the same time. Auburn, I feel like they probably shouldn't go big fish hunting there, right? They should probably just call like John Summerall first and be like, hey, come in here.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Come here immediately. Like, let's just do this. I'm not even going to waste time calling Gruden or interviewing Kiffin or pretending like we're going to go hire Nick Saban. None of that. Just like, let's go. I want to get the best floor option. Because, I mean, like, Summerall is the name everyone's talking about, right, in terms of the Group 5 coaches that could take an SEC job and be ready.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead and get him now. You're not competing with LSU and Florida, Auburn. You're competing with Arkansas.
Beat Kentucky to the punch, too.
Beat Kentucky to the punch because, yeah, I mean, Kentucky, that's his school, right? I mean, like, you want to beat them to the punch. No reason to try to get cute. You're not going to go out and convince Saban. You're not going to convince Kiffin.
What about, like, James Franklin? You think he would take Auburn?
I think James Franklin, maybe it's because he wore Navy for so long, at Penn State, but it looks like an easy fit there, right? Just to have James Franklin there.
And that's like that's a floor guy too.
But I've seen a lot of people say that there's no chance in hell they hire him just because of the personalities there. I don't know what that means per se. Like, I don't know if that
Auburn already has there in terms of like their athletic director.
I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's just the fan base because the Auburn fan base is a little toxic. So, like, I don't know how they'd feel about James Franklin. They don't seem like they'd be happy to, like, go in there and him win 8 games and be happy with that. So, like, I feel like James Franklin in the SEC is kind of like, hey, go there and win 8 games and be really happy type of thing. That's what he did at Vanderbilt. That's what I think he'd do at Arkansas. I think that'd be the realistic first step at Auburn, and I think they're just going to want bigger than that. I don't know.
South Carolina has fired their offensive coordinator, Mike Shula, just 9 games into his first season with their offense. Took over for Dow Loggins, who left to become the head coach at App State, and it has been a disaster over there. Sellers has struggled mightily this season. 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions through 9 games. They rank last in the SEC in points per game and yards per game. Lost 4 straight. This is now probably, if you don't see any more improvement, I'd imagine that maybe Beamer's even on the hot seat over there and you're getting some more SEC guys.
Oof. That'd be a safety net. I don't know. It'd be a safety net for Beamer to get another job anywhere, I think, because there's nowhere else for him to go at South Carolina. In this landscape, in this pecking order, like last year was the absolute ceiling. You didn't make the playoff. You're probably not going to get back to that level. You're not ever going to be a big spender, a big enough spender, and you're not a good enough coach to elevate South Carolina. If you're Beamer, like, you just got to hope that Virginia Tech calls or that you could find somewhere else to kind of reset the clock. If you're South Carolina, I don't know if you can do better than him, but I wouldn't fault them for just wanting something different. Meanwhile, Eli Drinkwitz just sits there, just waiting. Like, hey, I'll be your option 3. I don't care. You're option 4. Hire me, Auburn. Hire me. Virginia Tech, Penn State, Florida. Somebody call me. We keep getting firings. Do you think we're done getting big-time firings? Do you think there's anybody else in the SEC you're worried about?
Firings-wise, I think we are kind of done.
Yeah, like Venables ain't getting fired.
Maybe, but like that's not big.
Yeah, Stoops, sure. Okay, Stoops, maybe they figure something out. But yeah, that doesn't feel big or surprising. Like, it doesn't feel like any of the other schools. Like, Venables is going to keep his job now. Shout out to Josh Heupel for getting him a signature win.
Looking at our helmets here, I can't see any other coaches that are gonna get the can.
Like, Vandy might be looking for a coach if Clark Lee leaves, and for a lot of that game, they played like somebody that that they knew their coach was leaving. That's how it looked for most of that game. Like they knew their coach had been flirting with Penn State the entire time. But they battled back and at least get to say it was a close loss now. Mississippi State, there ain't no sense in you making any moves right now.
They're on top of the world. They just got that.
They just
got their win.
They ended their streak. They're good. They got to 5-7. I think if you'd asked all of them, can we get to 5-7? Like, yeah, we'll take that. We'll lock that in for sure. Beat Arizona State and an SEC team? Hell yeah. Have some real respectable losses on top of it? Yeah, so he ain't going nowhere. That feels it.
What if Ole Miss just fired Lane Kiffin before he could officially quit?
That'd be really dumb because they'd lose out on the buyout money on both sides.
I did have a buddy text me over the weekend, just like in the midst of the rage of the loss. He was like, I think we should just fire Heupel and tell Lane Kiffin it's time to come home again.
There's a lot of people that would hit that button right now if they knew they could, which is crazy. It's crazy that's where we're at right now on this Monday. I did not see that loss coming on Saturday.
Yeah.
Especially the way it happened.
Joe Flacco and the Bengals become the first team since 1966 to score 38 or more points in consecutive games and still lose both. You had multiple members of that offense saying, kind of talking critically of that defense. Chase Brown says, you just we did our job. Defense didn't really do theirs. Jamar Chase coming into the
Chase Brown didn't say that. Chase Brown, did you watch the clip?
Yeah.
I was going to say.
I said it was a much nicer thing that I said.
He PG'd it, but I don't think you're giving it justice. He said, do your bleeping job. I mean, he dropped the GD. He dropped a couple of F-bombs. Like, we're out here. We get to the lead back. Finish the bleeping game. Like, that's one of the worst times that I've seen a offensive player call out the other side of the ball. Like, or defense, I don't really see defensive players call out offenses too bad like that. That's in the top 5% of frustrated teammates. Like Jamar Chase has been tiptoeing on that for a lot of the year. Asked about leadership and was like, shoot, I don't play that side of the ball. I'm worried about the offense. Chase Brown is not who I thought that was going to come from. I don't know if you were watching that game or had an eye on it on Red Zone.
I was driving during the midst of that, yeah.
They showed Jamar Chase on the sideline as the Bears were scoring or after they had scored, and he looked like he wanted to kill somebody. Like he was so angry over there.
Well, they got him like walking into the tunnel, and he just said one F and stop, man.
Yeah. Look, we've talked about that with the Bengals for a long time with their defense. It's even worse now than it ever has been under Joe Burrow. Like it's abysmal. That's what happens. Chase Brown, I won't be too mad at because like he's just on a rookie deal. But like Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, man, what do you expect? If you want all this money, like you got to know the defense ain't going to be good. Joe Flacco, he ain't making no money. I ain't going to be mad at him. But like if you're Chase, Burrow, and Gesicki and Higgins, like you can't take all the resources, then be mad when what's left over isn't good enough. My side of the house, I'm building up a brick. I'm taking all the good stuff. We're putting all the good furniture in my house, all the stable stuff. And the back side of the house is wobbly. And then your house falls down. You can't be like, well, what happened? You took everything for your side, bro. The other side caught on fire. We didn't have the safety. We didn't have the safety guy. The safety inspection or whatever, the requirements, because you took everything. That's how it felt. But Chase Brown, I didn't expect it from him, but he lit into that defense. And if you're on the defensive side, you can't really say nothing.
Yeah.
That has to be a terrible feeling.
That touchdown to Loveland was just absurd. How do you not tackle him?
That safety that came up and tried to hit, I kind of get it. You're trying to dislodge the ball, but man, like you got to at least make the tackle, or somebody around you has to make the tackle. Somebody has to be there to finish that. Somebody has to do it. We won't get to talk about it because it didn't work out, but you saw it a lot this weekend. The teams have really started embracing the go for two, down 14 strategy, and it should have worked out for the Bengals. They got the first one, then kicked the extra point for the game. It should have been the game-winning point if their defense gets a stop. Won't really be talked about. I saw it in a college game too. I can't remember what college game it was, but it happened in a college game too this weekend. The math is mathing for people. Good batch of headlines. We'll come back. We'll continue wallowing in this misery that is Tennessee. I ain't really got any NFL takes for you today. I'll give them to you tomorrow, but still want to be miserable about Tennessee. Basketball season starts. Did you have the Ruby Whitehorn news?
Oh, yeah. Kicked off the team.
Dismissed. Gone.
Kim Caldwell said it's maybe going to be a tough decision for our team this year, but it's the right one, 3 to 5 years down the line.
For the culture?
Yeah.
I mean, she was still set to be your best player, right? Or at least one of your best players?
Yeah, definitely one of them.
I feel like she was set to – you talked about the girl from UCLA. Like, I mean, maybe
I think they're a little different. I think that girl's kind of like power forward almost, and, Ruby's kind of that guard, small forward type of thing.
Yeah, maybe she wouldn't have been the best player, but she would have been one of your best players.
For sure.
One of your more important guards, at least, at the very least. And, yeah, she's gone. And you could argue that maybe she should have been kicked off after the domestic disputes, kicking in somebody's door. Not throwing people away after one mistake, but the second mistake. Tough decision for Kim Caldwell, at least when it comes to, like she said, this team, but one you got to do. Basketball starting tonight. I don't know if I got it in me to do a real big preview of it, but I'm excited to talk about it tomorrow. I'm excited to have something new to watch tonight. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
This football season, crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Co-owned by the Kelsey brothers and brewed right here in the Volunteer State, Garage Beer is perfect for fall fire pits and Tennessee tailgates. So pick up a 12-pack today of the official beer of Football Fridays on Fan Run Radio. Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand, we've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Send over on the YouTube chat. Go hang out with us over on YouTube. Subscribe, like, check out some of our exclusive content. When we have a schedule as easy as we have, it's a double-edged sword. You get an easy path, but if you waste that easy path, it looks so bad. Which, yeah, that's a big part of it. The fact that you just had to win these games to make the playoff. Syracuse, ETSU, UAB, Mississippi State on the road, Arkansas, Kentucky on the road, a home game at night against Oklahoma, New Mexico State, a Florida team that's already going to have at least, what they got, 5 losses? Probably going to lose this week. They're probably going to have 6 losses when you get there. And Vanderbilt at home. That's all you had to do to make the playoff. That does make it hurt a lot when you fail. That does make it really sting whenever you drop a game. And now you're looking up, and in this season, what do you hang your hat on? Bubba, what's been the highlight of the season for you?
The camaraderie.
The camaraderie? What camaraderie? Of the team or here?
With my friends.
With your friends. Oh, neither the team nor here, just your friends. Okay, got it. It's all about the fellowship, Bubba. Always remember that. Sam, what's been your highlight of the season?
I
mean, you're kind of proving the point by not really having an answer.
Also, big bad Deshaun Bishop becoming one of our top running backs.
I don't know if you should celebrate him being the face of this rushing attack.
I just got to pull for my Beavers doing something.
I respect it. It's a win for Deshaun Bishop. I'm just saying the rushing attack, it's left a lot to be desired this year. At least it left a lot to be desired. Ask me again at the end of the season, but like on this Monday coming out of that Oklahoma performance where you ran the ball, what was it, 32 times for 65 yards? Like, I don't know if you want to be celebrating your boy as being the face of that rushing attack. It's not one I would want to be a part of, especially when you consider, look, and I understand sacks take away from it. I understand how statistics work. I still think that's dumb in college football that they take away quarterback sacks from the rushing stats, but they do. It's dumb. But we had 35 rushes for 63 yards. I was wrong. I said 32 for 65. It was 35 for 63. That's with Deshaun Bishop's 16-yard run on the first drive.
I found something I'm excited about.
That's with a 9-yard Joey Aguilar scramble. Peyton Lewis had at least a 7-yard run. So, like, that's what, 25? That's 32 yards on 3 carries. So, if you remove those, you had 32 rushes for 31 yards. Yeah, I know sacks count. Yeah, I know I took away our 3 best runs. I don't care. You ran the ball 32 other times, including sacks, for 31 yards. Sam, what did you have to be excited about?
We were really, really nervous about, having like 5 scholarship wide receivers or whatever. And I think all of them look great.
Okay.
And like the future of Staley and Matthews in the program gives me some excitement. Brazel like pop in year 2. Like to me, that gives me some kind of continues to maybe prove the point of some of those wide receivers taking a leap in that year 2 in the system. But that's about all I can think of right now.
I mean, the first quarter against Georgia was cool.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun the first quarter of Georgia. Second, third, and fourth quarter, not so much. The Kentucky game, Most of the Syracuse game, I think he looked good. That was exciting. But that's the point. Like when you have this easy schedule, you do run the risk of like really having nothing to show for it. This Missouri-ass type of season so far. All you had to do was beat a pretty mid Oklahoma team at home. And you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. They threw for 159 yards. For as much as we talk about our secondary, and I know part of that secondary problem just comes with tackling, and I know that kind of reared its head on a couple runs, but like they threw for 159 yards and won on the road. While having 100 penalties. They almost had as many penalty yards, Sam, as they had passing yards.
Mm-hmm. Gross.
They turned the ball over twice. They sucked. And they beat you. Inside a B atmosphere. It's weird that you had critiques about it, Sam, because it felt like in the first quarter everyone was really praising it. Maybe there's a lot of Oklahoma fans and like SEC writers I saw praising it more so than like Tennessee fans, but I saw a lot of people saying like, oh, this is a cathedral. Wow, this presentation. Wow, Tennessee as good as advertised.
Felt like that was all Oklahoma fans that I was seeing just on my timeline
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, maybe
and
it was a couple.
Also felt like it came after the game, after they had won, where they could be like, "Oh man, what a great place to go play football! And
Do the
we
whole
got to win."
Do the whole Baker Mayfield thing to us after Baker Mayfield beat us. And he kept talking. That 2015 team loves talking about how loud Neyland Stadium was. Like I don't think Saturday was that by any means, but I thought it was pretty good up until they kicked your ass. Then it wasn't so good. Really poorly timed bye week and a really poorly timed New Mexico State when it comes to things for us.
Would you have rather ended your season losing to Oklahoma at home or this bad Florida team on the road?
Do I know for sure I beat Florida in your scenario? Because I would take the Florida win over the Oklahoma win, assuming that the results change. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would rather beat Florida on the road than Oklahoma at home if we're going 9-3. I would have been much, much more devastated losing at Florida to that team, blowing the playoffs that way, I think. Now, from a monetary standpoint, as someone who bet on Tennessee and needed Tennessee to win, I would have liked to have had the money of winning.
That Kennesaw Tennessee parlay.
That Kennesaw State Tennessee parlay was good for about, 67 minutes of action. Whenever we're up 7-0, driving to go up 14-0, I was like, let's go ahead and cash out early and get in on something else. Nope. Wrong answer. Nope. I'm jealous of the girl that was in my section. Her and her husband were walking down the stairs, getting ready to go to their seats. I was up in, I think, in like row 48, maybe. She starts coming down. She gets to row 49, and she just stops and looks at her husband and says, I'm too drunk for this. So then they sat in row 49 for a little bit trying to figure things out. And she just kept looking and saying, I can't do this. I'm too drunk. And everyone's like, oh, it's okay. You can sit here for a little bit. And she's like, no, you don't understand. This is my first night out since having a baby. I'm drunk. I got to go. So they left.
Started the game?
Yeah, but before the game even started. Like, I don't know.
That guy was pissed with how much money he spent on those.
I don't know if he was pissed or not. Maybe he had season tickets, so he didn't have to pay anything extra. Plus, like, whenever she dropped the, like, hey, it's my first time out since having a baby,
Sure.
I do think you get a lot more wiggle room there.
But on the inside, he was probably like $800.
On the inside, he was keeping it together. I was proud of him, and, he was like, hey, we're okay. Want some water, and maybe they just went out to the concourse, got some water, and recuperated. I don't know, but I found myself in the third quarter being like, man, I wish I had just left when they left. I wish I was too drunk to know what was happening here. That was not the case. Do you think the fan base gets over this in a couple days? Do you think this is one of those, Bubba, that you snap and clear?
You'll do your best to, but it's always going to be like the Tupperware container with the stains left over.
with
It stained
pasta
his
sauce
season.
on it. I can never get the damn red out of those.
It stained the season.
Dish soap with a paper towel in it and shake it up.
There you go. Well, I hope
For
I can
future
put it.
What's our dish soap and what's our paper towel?
Yeah, what do we do here? Watch Tennessee play basketball tonight? Is that going to do it?
We're out of paper towels.
We
and dish soap.
absolutely blow out Florida down in the swamp.
I feel like this fan base is checked out of football season by this point.
No, I do
Like,
too.
Completely.
I do too, and that sucks. That's why I'm asking, like, do we think this is one of those, like, today's Overreaction Monday, hashtag the drive. I think it's okay to come in here and waller, in your misery for a day or two, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to bounce back the rest of the season. Like, I'm as I feel right now, just in the season. Now, look, I don't mean opt out. I don't mean not play, but I'm just saying, like, it feels like a chore over these next couple weeks to get to the Florida game. Now, go in the swamp. I don't think we're going to take that for granted, getting a win there, at least having something to notch, a notch to put in the belt. If we get to the end of the season and say, hey, you ruined Vanderbilt's season and you got to win in the swamp. Do I think that makes this loss better? No, I think that makes this loss hurt more. But at least then you have something to put on. And I do think, like you said, Sam, we're going to learn about this program and we're going to learn about these players. Do they love Josh Heupel? Do they love the school? Do they love their jobs? Do they want to come out here and still compete? Because there still shouldn't be an excuse for not going 9-3. And if 9-3 is your new quote unquote floor, now, albeit with this easy schedule, don't look at next year's schedule. Because that ain't a 9-3 floor schedule there next year. You're going to have to really fix some things before next year when we go to the non-SEC games and you look at our home slate. Like that is the most maybe alarming thing out of it all. Because like Joey Aguilar, God bless him, he's going to come and go. You know what I mean? Like he maybe has another year of eligibility if they lawyer up, whatever. But like you kind of knew he was a 1-year rental. That's fine. But like you felt like as long as you were at home, good things were going to happen. And now you look, and I don't know if you feel that way. You lost to a pretty average Georgia team at home. You lost to a pretty average Oklahoma team at home. Next year, Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Texas, Kentucky. Now, with that being said, Kentucky is Kentucky. Right now, Sam, odds you give them of having a first-year head coach?
Kentucky?
Yeah.
I'd say pretty high.
Over 50%?
Yeah. I'd say 65 plus.
Auburn and LSU, are going to have first-year coaches. Texas, unless Sarkisian goes to the NFL, he'll be back. So, like, you are getting Auburn and LSU at opportune times. Your road slate isn't necessarily tough with Vandy, South Carolina, and Arkansas. A&M will suck. When I say suck, that'll be a tough game. I imagine that Elko is going to have them in the top 10 again next year. You got to go to Georgia Tech. They're not going to have Haynes King, so like I don't know what they'll look like, but
they might not have Brent Key.
They might not have Brent Key. Yeah, I would imagine he'll be a guy that gets really highly sought after as a.
I'd go after him if I was Auburn, honestly.
Yeah. No, I mean I think anybody should at least consider it. Now I don't think LSU should hire him. They could do better. Like I don't know if Florida can do better than Brent Key. Like
I'd be hyped for that if I was a Florida fan.
Yeah, like are we positive they can do better than him? Like LSU is not going to bring themselves to hire him, but like Penn State should call him. Virginia Tech should call him. I do think he's pretty good. I hope he's not there at Georgia Tech next year. Now I don't want him to be at Florida either, even though they're not a yearly schedule. They're not even on our schedule next year. But I don't want him at Florida.
We talked about how young this team was, like at the very start of the season. And I do think now that the season's over, these next couple games become that much more important because it's not like you've got a bunch of seniors that are like, they're leaving town after this and it's their last couple games of the season and maybe they're checked out because their playoff hopes are done and they're not playing a season and, after this. But when you've got so many freshmen and sophomores playing, like to me, these next couple games are kind of a test of your will and also getting some more guys out there to be able to play and kind of gain momentum for next year.
Well, it's an interesting song and dance because I think you also have to figure out the transfer portal. And this context, I'm talking about who you really want to like placate to and keep out of the transfer portal. Like Radarius Jackson should be playing more over the next couple weeks. Give him a chance to see how he fits in here. Give him a chance to have some positive vibes going into the offseason. Like, I know he's gotten to get a couple snaps here and there, but like you should make him a part of your offense over the next couple weeks. Not saying that Mike Matthews or Chris Brazel or Braylon Staley have done anything wrong, but like there's a 98% chance Chris Brazel's gone after this year. You know what I mean? Like he is going to be a second round pick at worst, a third round pick at worst, but he's a guy that's going to go to the NFL draft. So you need to keep, some of those young receivers, get them in there. But outside of that, like I don't know, like the offensive line, is it all going to be back next year? I mean, Lance Hurd, I haven't seen him play his way into like first round or second round mock drafts, but maybe he grades high enough to be like a third or fourth round guy and he goes. But Pendleton and Moy should have eligibility. Perry, obviously, if David Sanders. Really, you're just kind of looking at the tight end jumble. Who's going to like get to play? Miles Kitselman will be gone. So who are you prioritizing between Davis, Van Dorsalier, and Brame? Because I find it hard to believe you'd keep all three of them. Maybe you will. It was nice to see Ethan Davis show up. It was a great catch down the seam. It was a nice catch for him. And then the quarterback situation, like I imagine you're prioritizing McIntyre over Merklinger.
Merklinger's gone for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you would say so, right? Although if you're Merklinger, you feel like you maybe got a chance to start if you stick around, like we said last year. Now I don't think that's the case. I think maybe McIntyre wins the job. You bring in you try to bring in a senior again to be a transfer quarterback. I don't think you'd start Faison Brandon, as a true freshman. There's always a chance Joey could lawyer up, I guess.
I do wonder how much more aggressive this team maybe gets in the portal with, last year you were in the playoff and the portal's happening simultaneously and you're kind of trying to prepare for that game and also keep your roster together. Like I do wonder if maybe now that you're out of playoff contention, does Tennessee kind of dip a little bit more into the portal and spend some more time on those evaluations and patching some holes there?
See, I thought it was a concerted effort to not go in the portal last year. And I actually bought into the idea because I do think, like we talked about with the wide receivers, I don't think you'd have found any wide receivers in the portal better than Mike Matthews or Staley. Like they prioritize like their recruiting and their development. Now you could say like, hey, they really dropped the ball. They should have been in the portal hard after a safety.
That was exactly what I was just about to say. Like Tennessee should have every single safety like going to the portal evaluated.
I'd have no problem
by the end of November.
Yeah, I'd have no problem if you told me Tennessee's highest paid defensive player next year was whatever safety they pay in the transfer portal. I'd have no issue with that. Like I think they should go out and do that. I don't think they can rely on anybody out there.
I'd go get one of the best linebackers in the portal too.
See, I don't know about that because I do think your last two linebacker recruiting classes, like this last year and then the one upcoming. Now, you'd be asking freshmen to come in and play, but you got like what three top 10 linebackers in the country coming in, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's asking a lot of freshmen to be ready to play,
right? From what we've seen with our linebacker play so far, what we've got.
Yeah. I think with linebacker, I just hope some of the young guys on the roster get better, and I hope that maybe some of the freshmen can play. Maybe a couple of them could be early enrollees. But, I'm fine with going out and getting a linebacker or two as well. You need to make sure that whatever happens on defense doesn't happen again. It wasn't like you really went out and spent in the transfer portal this offseason. Like the two guys that have been the huge successes on defense that were in the transfer portal, I don't want to call them afterthoughts because Texas A&M was after Jermod McCoy. He wasn't an afterthought. But, it wasn't like some huge prize possession, or even if he was, Colton Hood sure wasn't. You got to go out and make sure you kind of shore up that defense, and especially the secondary, and especially the safeties. Because, when I'm looking through the offense, I don't think there's many guys we'll lose, at least non-transfer reasons. In terms of guys who play, Brazel, Kitzelman, Joey. That's all right. That's okay. On the defensive side of the ball, that's a different story. Like your whole starting defensive line, basically seniors, right? Josephs, Moy, Eason, Bailey, even Tyree West, like all seniors. You're gonna have to kind of really hope you got your evaluations right on the young guys, and you might have to go in there and be just really aggressive in the transfer portal on defense. Really, really sucks that we didn't make it to November with caring about the rest of the season. Really sucks that this Monday has been a obituary type of feel. But the offense was young. You got a quarterback in May.
Injuries.
But you also coached poorly. Last thing about the Oklahoma game for today, at least. It felt to me like you would have won that game had you played like you did last year. I do think your defense was up to the task to win that game on Saturday night against Oklahoma's anemic offense. In that crowd, you just couldn't turn the ball over. And you turned the ball over 3 times, leading directly to points. That's obviously the difference in the game. Last call on the other side. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Is that old tree in your yard starting to lean a little too much? Branches hanging over your roof? Don't wait until it's too late. Call ECR Total Landscapes today. At ECR Total Landscapes, we specialize in safe, professional tree removal, trimming, and storm damage cleanup. So if you've got trees that need to go, now is the time to give us a call. Plus, we're offering free stump grinding now through the end of the year when you use or mention promo code FANRUN. That's right, free stump grinding for Fan Run Radio listeners. At ECR Total Landscapes, we live up to our name by offering total landscape services. In addition to tree cutting, we also offer a wide range of landscape installation services and custom monthly maintenance packages that create stunning outdoor spaces tailored to your vision. Give us a call today to schedule a free estimate at 865-384-2012 or just visit us online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced. Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad, and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service, 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Mercer tonight. Mercer comes in, at least in the preseason, ranked 239th. Down there with
at what?
239th.
Gross.
According to KenPom. Only so much data you can have, but they were awful last year. I don't know if you saw what their record was last year. They were awful last year. They were 14-19, 16-12, 6-12 in the SoCon. They're pretty bad. They come in 239th, one spot ahead of Tennessee State. What's happened at Drexel? Well, Drexel down there at 230. I thought that program used to be okay. But, yeah, this is a game that obviously Tennessee should win. You guys seen a point spread on it by any chance?
I think I saw 28.5 from Schumpert.
Okay.
Let me confirm that.
One that you're supposed to take care of business.
28.5, 143.5 over under.
What was the over under? Say it one more time.
143.5.
143.5. Where does that put our team total at? Do you have that information too?
No, I'm just
doing the math.
He said that KenPom predicts it to be a 86-60 victory.
That's typically where they're typically in lockstep with him when it comes to those. Give or take a point or two. All right, so I mean, so that's kind of the bar. Win tonight, of course. Figure out rotations, and I wouldn't mind if Nate Ament was able to come out and get some confidence. Like I want to see him put the ball in the basket. Him and Gillespie both need a good scoring game, a good shooting night as well.
I feel like I just need like a couple more days just to be miserable about football. I'm just going to be like sad watching another Tennessee sport on the TV tonight, I feel like.
Well, Sam, I don't disagree, but there's a part of me that's happy we just get to kind of roll to the next thing.
Yeah, flip the page just immediately.
Especially to like a team that we're excited to watch, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, like I'm pumped for Tennessee basketball
Right.
this season. Don't get me wrong. It's just like I need like a day of depression, I feel like.
Well, you can always record it. If you want, you can record it, and we won't talk about it tomorrow. I'll give you a day to watch it.
The thing is that like I am going to just watch college basketball today. Like there's just too much on tonight to where I can't.
Whatever happened to the 24-hour straight? Whatever happened to making those teams play at 2 a.m. in the morning? Are there games going on now? We have some games going on now, right? We did have. No, you get to watch them anyways if you're on YouTube TV.
We did have one. It was Winthrop and Queens.
But it's already over?
Yeah, it started at 8 a.m.
10:53.
So they made them play at 5 a.m.? Hell yeah. Our next one, I guess, is at 11. We got Bradley and St. Bonaventure on YouTube.
I think these are all on YouTube with the Field of 68 thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I guess they couldn't really get in with the big schools, huh?
No.
Just Bradley and St. Bonaventure, Omaha and Murray State, Northern Arizona and Drake. But you know what? I appreciate the effort. Are they all being played at the same place?
I want to say so, yeah.
Yeah, out in Sioux Falls. I give Field of 68 some credit for trying to try to keep the 24-hour tip-off. That was something I used to love as a wee lad.
I think they kind of want to give like the little guys a little bit of a, shot in the arm. Like, hey, you're playing a game on TV technically, but it's just YouTube.
I would say that it was not their choice, Sam. I would say that the little guys are the only ones that would agree to do it because they wanted the shot in the arm.
You got to start somewhere,
You do.
Soon enough, they'll have all the blue bloods playing at 8 a.m.
We didn't really get to properly make fun of Kentucky for losing to Georgetown. After they were riding so high after beating Purdue in an exhibition, they turned around and lost to Georgetown. But I'm excited to see it. Any SEC teams Are there any good games tonight? Are there any
Arizona, Florida.
Yeah.
Arizona, Florida? Okay. So that's a top 15 matchup.
4-9, I believe, is what they are.
Okay. ESPN right here says 3-13. I don't know if there's a different ranking or whatever, but they have them as 3-13. Is Owaka's still there, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't care about Owaka, though. We care about Bryce James.
Oh, is he going to be? Is he at Arizona?
He is. Yeah.
Like he'll actually be on the team.
As far as I know.
But I mean, okay, yeah. So like, will he actually be playing? Probably not.
I have no clue.
As a freshman, maybe. Okay, you got that one. Bubba, anything else we missed so far that you want to get off your chest before we wrap this bad boy up?
A couple things. One, the NBA hates professional wrestling, and Joel Embiid's love for D-Generation X, as he got fined $50K for the lewd gesture.
He claims he was just making a blocking sign that the refs make.
I would say that too.
You hit the hips. He's not saying to quote unquote suck it. He's just calling it a block.
We had Rawlings releasing their Gold Glove winners. Not really too many surprises there.
Yeah, I could not care less about the Gold Glovers. No offense to any of them. Congrats on all the winners. If a former Vol wins one eventually, I'll care. But otherwise, I'm good. All right, good job by you boys. Appreciate you. The Tony Basilio Show coming up next. I imagine the temperature from the phone line is going to be pretty hot on the Basilio Show. It's good to see him and Bino. Shout out to Bino. Good to see him over at Calhoun's on the River on Friday. Excited to hear the callers, hear what Tony thinks. Stay locked in on Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you